Did the umpire not see that the Beloit catcher dropped the pitch, or did he drop the ball when Heinle slid in? Which was it? Because you immediately asked him to go for help with the base umpire, and the base umpire reversed the decision.
Well, actually, I didn't see the ball. I was blocked out by Trumbo, and I was blocked out by the runner. I just saw E.O., our first base coach, and I saw the dugout signaling, hey, he dropped the ball. That's when I said, hey, can you appeal that? Can you check it? And they talked about it, and he never had the ball.
Well, Heinle's steal of home plate, the subject of Trish's question, and of course we had another unusual circumstance last night with Colonel right-hander Chris Howell on the mound. The Kernels turned a triple play, so we've seen two things in the first week of the season that you very rarely see over the course of any season. Bobby, next up is Harley of Belle Plaine, Iowa, and Harley would like your opinion on a quote from Oakland bullpen catcher Bob Guerin. And Guerin, quote, this is the quote, "The key to a catcher having soft hands is not closing the glove, but letting the ball close the glove for him." And Bob Guerin goes on to say that he had a catching coach, Joe Pignatano, when he was a professional player and not a coach. Pignatano made Guerin work with a catcher's glove without a hinge like the old-time gloves, and that taught Guerin don't squeeze to catch the ball. Is this something that you would agree with, that as a catcher you literally want the ball to close the glove for you?
Yeah, that's what we teach our catcher. Not only that, that's what we teach our first baseman. We teach our infielder the same thing. We tell our catchers to be soft with the hands, and what they mean by that is just let the ball come in and let the velocity of the pitch and the impact, let that close the glove for you.
Is that something that some catchers pick up quicker than others, or is it something that is innate in someone's hands, or does that cue and practice alone allow a catcher to develop soft hands?
It's just repeating it and reminding them of that, constantly to be soft and let the ball close the glove. Some guys are taught to stick, and catchers that stick are the ones who want to go out and catch, and that's where the hands become hard. You want to, our elbows are like a shock absorber. It's a hinge. We want to keep that elbow bent a little bit. That softens our hands up and just let the ball come into you.
Well, Bobby, great explanation off Bob Guerin's quote, and I can understand, in other words, the shock absorbers of the elbow, that's something that a catcher really does have to work on, and you're right, you hate to see a catcher ever stab or stick at the pitch. We're going to take a break from Fox City Stadium. It's a glorious Good Friday evening, and the Kernels are playing well, even on the young season at 4-4. When we wrap things up here, we'll hear a question to Bobby from Allison of Mount Vernon. That's just around the corner here on the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show on the Kernel Radio Network.
We're here for your communication needs. Internet service, telephone, and TV. As a cooperative telephone company, our members are owners who make us a team. Service second to none. South Slope Cooperative Communications. Turner Communications Triple Play. Voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
Bobby, finally on this edition of the Friday Ask the Manager show, Mount Vernon, Iowa, Allison emailed us, and she'd like to know if you think it's important for a youngster, a modern-day youngster, with all the distractions and different ways, not all of them healthy, that he can pick out someone to emulate or look up to. Allison would like to know if it's important for a youngster today who has the dream to play professional baseball, if it's important for that kid to have a big leaguer as an idol or a hero.
I think as a kid, you always have someone you look up to. You know, it can be a parent, role model is what I call it. And most definitely, you know, I growing up, you know, I was a Dodger fan, and you know, role models were, you know, Ron Say, Steve Garvey, Davey Lopes. But I think the one person that I idolized as a kid was Ozzie Smith. And I remember the way he went about it. Every time the St. Louis Cardinals were in town, we bought tickets from February or January of that year. We already bought tickets when the Cardinals were going to come into L.A., and my dad took us there early. I wanted to watch BP, and all I did, I keyed in on Ozzie Smith from the minute he took the field to warm up for batting practice, to how he took ground balls, to everything he did. My eyes didn't leave him, and I'm telling you, a lot of things I learned on defense, I learned from just watching that guy play.
Very insightful, Bobby. You picked the great one, the wizard, Ozzie Smith. And we just talked before the break about the importance of soft hands for a catcher. His hands were almost magical.
The ball, it just seemed like it never went into his glove. It was so awesome. But the one thing that, again, that I can say to young kids is that he worked so hard at that. And I watched it. I saw it with my eyes. He took so many ground balls. He was the first guy out there. He hustled on and off the field. I know his trademark was doing somersaults to take the field on opening day. But, you know, this guy was just a hard worker. And he practiced. You know those plays that he would make diving and getting and sliding on a knee. I saw him do that in batting practice in his ground ball work. He practiced those plays. And, again, I learned a lot from that guy, mainly with his work habits, which I saw.
Oh, there you go, Allison. And I'm a little older than Bobby, but I used to go out in our driveway, and we had a garage door with glass panes, and that was served as a mirror, and I emulated Willie Stargell's pinwheeling of the bat. And we all have to have those idols, heroes, or role models, and you heard how Bobby looked up to Ozzie Smith. Allison, thanks. And Bobby, thank you on this Good Friday for being with us to answer these questions. And I know that we'll be home for 4 games starting Monday against West Michigan. Please treat yourself to a meal at any of our Zio Giano spaghetti houses. Perfect pasta, homemade bread, the best of Italian cuisine. Zio Giano's will cater to one person or up to 10,001. Colonel Manager Bobby Magianis, thank you so much.
Thank you, John.
Up next, I'll have the starting lineups. The second game between the Kernels and the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. The Kernels have reeled off 3 straight wins. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Communications Triple Play, voice, video, and data with South Slope Cooperative in North Liberty. South Slope's lineup features everything that connects you to information. Digital wireless phones, long-distance plans, data home and business wiring, video conferencing, dial-up and high-speed internet service, fiber optic installation and termination, and digital video TV service in most areas. For all your communication needs, think South Slope. Visit them at southslope.com.
It's an unseasonably warm, mild, and balmy Good Friday in Appleton, Wisconsin, America's dairyland. We're halfway between Green Bay to our north and Oshkosh to our south, and the Kernels are playing well, having won the series opener here against the Seattle Mariner farmhands last night, 7-2. Chris Howell recorded his first victory of the year. He teamed up with Ryan Aldridge and Jim West to spin 5 shutout innings at Wisconsin. Starter Kelly Shear was posted to a 5-run lead. The Kernels sent 9 men to the plate in the first inning last night off Wisconsin lefty Paul Fagan, scored 5 runs en route to a 7-2 victory. The Kernel win evened our early season record at 4 up and 4 down, and the Kernels find themselves in a logjam. They're in a 4-way tie for 3rd place in the early going in the Western Division standings of the Midwest League. The swing of the Quad Cities, the Cardinal minor leaguers in Davenport lead the West with a 5-3 record. Kane County's 4-3, and then it's the Kernels, these Timber Rattlers, Beloit, and Burlington, all at 4-4. The best record in the league is owned by the Lansing Lugnuts. They're the Class A Midwest League affiliate of the, well, they used to be the Cubs, and Lansing now, Todd, is the Blue Jays. I kept thinking Southwest Michigan. I get them mixed up. Lansing is Toronto, and Southwest Michigan, of course, is the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. Todd Brummelkamp's alongside, and I'm John Rogers reporting from Fox City Stadium, where it's a glorious 71 degrees. A very brisk wind is blowing out from the left field foul pole towards the right center field wall, and the Kernels are hoping to win their fourth straight and make it 2 in a row here in Appleton. Bright sunshine, not a cloud in the sky, and let's set the starting lineups for you for Game 2 of this 3-game Easter weekend series. First for Jim Horner, the 30-year-old first-year skipper of the Timber Rattlers. Jim was a non-drafted free agent signee by Seattle back in 1996, and he spent 9 seasons in the Mariner minor league system, including he was a Timber Rattler here in 1997. Leading off is a fellow that we didn't see in the Wisconsin lineup in the series opener last night, Casey Craig, the left fielder. Craig sports a .348 batting average, and he's tied for third in the league with 8 RBIs. Another newcomer to the Wisconsin batting order and lineup tonight is Robbie Hudson. Hudson will be at the hot corner and bat second. Hitting third for the Timber Rattlers is a tall left-handed batter, Mike Saunders. Saunders played center field in last night's series opener. He's in right field tonight. The catcher hits cleanup for with the Timber Rattlers, J.B. Tucker. Hitting fifth at first base is Brian Sabatella. Luis Valbuena will be at second base, and Valbuena will hit sixth for Wisconsin. Batting seventh, Alex Gary in center field. Hitting eighth for Wisconsin, the designated hitter is Eddie Hernandez. And batting ninth, the shortstop, Jeffrey Dominguez. Dominguez, a switch-hitting shortstop, bats ninth. On the hill, making his second start of the season for the Timber Rattlers, is a 19-year-old right-hander from the country of Colombia. He's 6 feet 175, slightly built, Marwin Vega. Marwin Vega is pitching for Wisconsin tonight. He pitched well in his first start of the year. It was Sunday right here at Fox City Stadium against the Peoria Chiefs. Vega not involved in the decision, but he hurled 5 shutout innings at Peoria, gave the Chiefs only 1 hit in 5 innings, fanned 4 and walked none. A no decision in a Wisconsin 2-1 loss. Marwin Vega, just 19 years old, pitched in 9 games, 3 as a starter last year with Peoria in the Arizona Rookie League, was 4-2 there, and then he started 2 games with the Everett Aqua Sox and was 0-2 with a 9.35 ERA. Marwin Vega pitching a right-hander for Wisconsin on this lovely Good Friday evening. Allen Motor Company, as always, presents the Kernels starting lineup. Allen's has torn up the book on used car prices. And let me give you an example of the savings right now at Allen's. 2006 Buick Rendezvous, just $369 a month. That's $22,995 for a 2006 Buick Rendezvous right now at Allen Motor Company. For only $249 a month, you can purchase a 2005 Buick LeSabre at Allen Motor Company, and your first year's maintenance is on Allen's when you buy now. That 2005 Buick LeSabre, just $249 a month. That's $15,888 total. Allen Motor Company. Visit their spectacular campus, I-380 Boyson Road, exit 25 in Hiawatha, or check out all the cars that they have on sale right now on their website. That's www.allenmotor.com. The Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup has Brad Kuhn leading off in center. He reached on an infield single to start last night's game and spark the Kernel 5-run first inning. Larry Infante will bat second, and Infante's playing short. It's his first start at shortstop this season. Hitting third in the Allen Motor Company order, playing first base, Patrick Riley. His .417 average is third highest in the league. Mark Trumbo had to be lifted from last night's game in the third inning, suffering from back spasms. Jordan Renz had 3 hits last night, 5 hits in his last 2 games, and he's earned the cleanup spot in the Allen Motor Company order. Jordan is the designated hitter. Warner Madrigal will bat 5th, and Warner's in right field. Madrigal had a 2-run single to give the Kernels a 3-0 lead in last night's series opening win. Brett Martinez also had a 2-run single in the Kernel 5-run first inning. He had 3 RBIs and scored a run. Brett Martinez bats 6th and catches. Manning the hot corner in the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup is Dallas Morris. Morris will hit 7th. Hitting 8th is Madison Edwards. Madison's in left field. And batting 9th, the seasoned, grizzled veteran of this ball club, Ryan Leahy at second base, hitting 9th for the Kernels. Rounding out the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup is right-hander Stephen Merrick on the mound. Merrick is 22 years old, and he was chosen the most valuable pitcher in last spring's Junior College World Series. He hurled collegiately at San Jacinto Junior College in Texas. Merrick is 6'2", 220, and he was a draft and follow signee by the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim in 2004. Stephen was rock solid in his first start of the season. That was Sunday afternoon in Beloit. 6 2/3 innings of shutout ball, allowing just 2 hits, no walks. Merrick struck out 5. He was extremely sharp. The Kernels took a 2-0 lead into the bottom of the 9th inning at Pullman Field, only to see the Snappers rally and come away with a 3-2 win, so Merrick did not figure in the decision. That's the Allen Motor Company Kernel starting lineup. Stephen Merrick is walking down from the right field Kernel bullpen, which is carved into the right field stands just beyond the Kernel first base dugout. His battery mate, Brett Martinez, is in his... Or is that Flint Whipkey? That's Flint Whipkey who warmed up, I believe, Stephen Merrick. Or it is Martinez in his red shin guards and red chest protector. Stephen Merrick now huddled in that Kernel first base dugout on this unseasonably warm and lovely Good Friday evening. In fact, the temperature right now is 71 degrees. The umpires are about to come out, and they'll accept the lineups that I just shared with you from Bobby Magianis, the Kernel manager, and Jim Horner, the field general here in Appleton for the Timber Rattlers. The umpires are sponsored all season long by Anderson & Brown Eye Care. They are now located in their fabulous new facility on Boyson Road in Hiawatha, just off I-380. Wheelchair-accessible building and exam rooms, evening and Saturday hours at Anderson & Brown Eye Care, run by Dr. Tom Anderson and Dr. Todd Brown. Both those guys are huge baseball fans, season ticket holders, as a matter of fact. And Anderson & Brown Eye Care is a full-service operation. That means exams, glasses, and contact lenses, all in that fabulous new location on Boyson Road in Hiawatha. Things are coming into focus in Anderson & Brown Eye Care, and they sponsor our umpiring duo. As you know, we have independent umpires on the diamond here in the early going all across the minor league baseball map. That includes AAA, and if the strike isn't settled, it'll include rookie ball later this early summer. And the Kernels were remarking how different it was to have a couple of fellas in their 50s umpire last night's game. In fact, they're coming out of the umpire's tunnel right now wearing gray slacks with navy blue pullover, short sleeve knit tops, and black hats. And it was interesting to see last night's crew here. One of the fellas was doing some limbering up, stretching on the field, and joking with some of the ball players. And that's just something you ordinarily don't see when we have our regular umpires in place. And the umpires are welcoming both managers to the home plate area. A different twist for the Timber Rattlers tonight. We told you about it on last night's broadcast, and that is the Wisconsin Ball Club are wearing throwback retro jerseys and hats and socks from the 1960 Appleton Foxes. That team was a Baltimore Oriole affiliate. I mistakenly said earlier this afternoon on Scott Unash's 19th Hole show here on the Kernel Radio Network, I said that they were a White Sox affiliate in 1960. They were not. In fact, members of that 1960 Appleton Fox team included Dean Chance, a Cy Young Award winner later in the 60s with the Los Angeles Angels. Pat Gillick was on that team, the architect of the great Toronto Blue Jay World Championship teams over 10 years ago. And a couple of familiar names, John Boog Powell, who's in the Wisconsin Hall of Fame, and Cal Ripken Sr. both played on that team in 1960 that was managed by Hall of Fame skipper Earl Weaver. What a picturesque setting we have here. The Fox cities are defined by Appleton, Kaukauna, and Menasha. And I'll think of the rest as the evening progresses. This area was formerly a big paper manufacturing area. There are still a couple of big paper mills here, but this area has, for its history, a long tradition of paper mills. We talked last night about what great shape the field is in, and to be 71 degrees here in early April is absolutely astounding and, quite frankly, unheard of for northern Wisconsin. Now, the warm weather hasn't brought out the blooming or budding of the trees yet. Beyond the left center field wall, or beyond the left field and left center field wall, is a huge thicket of trees. Beyond the right field wall is Highway 41, and the Timber Rattlers take full advantage of a marquee digital message board that sits just off the parking lot outside the ballpark, and I can't imagine how many hundreds of thousands of cars weekly pass that marquee billboard here adjacent to the parking lot at Fox City Stadium. Well, the Timber Rattlers are being introduced individually. Their record is 4-4. They split 4 games here with the Peoria Chiefs to start the season, then took 2 of 3 from the Beloit Snappers in southern Wisconsin earlier this week before the Kernels whipped them last night 7-2. We're back at home Monday for the first of 4. All 4 games, 6:30 starts, with the gates opening at 5:30 against the West Michigan Whitecaps. They're a Detroit Tiger minor league affiliate here in the Midwest League. Their record's 3-4, and Monday is the second of our Dollar Hot Dog Mondays. You can come with the heartiest of appetites and enjoy dollar hot dogs starting at 5:30 throughout the evening this coming Monday. Tuesday is a Triple Play Tuesday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. That means your a hamburger or cheeseburger, chips, and beverage, just $5 on Tuesday. The Timber Rattlers have hit the field. We'll describe those retro throwback Appleton Fox jerseys from 1960 in a moment. Right now, let's pause on this beautiful Good Friday evening to honor America with the singing of the Star-Spangled Banner.
Stripes and bright stars through the
Fox City Stadium. It was built in 1995, and the Timber Rattlers have run a very successful organization. Much like we have at Veterans Memorial Stadium, Hancher Auditorium sponsors those magical 2 words in baseball, the play ball kid. A little girl just bellowed out, play ball here in Appleton. Well, these throwback uniform tops are white, and then across the front in cursive letters, a very simple Foxes, Foxes, and then a banner or a streamer in black underneath. The socks that the Timber Rattlers are wearing are black with a big silver stripe in the middle, and then a white stripe on either side of the silver stripe. The hats are black, and they have an A and an F crossed, kind of like the Los Angeles Dodgers or the St. Louis Cardinal hats. They're very classic, very simple, and those will be auctioned off at the end of the season. The Timber Rattlers honoring their history. Of course, 1960, they were playing in downtown Appleton at Old Goodland Field. The dimensions here are 325 down the lines, 400 feet to dead center. The wall in right field is 8 feet high, and it's padded. The center field wall that serves as the batter's eye is 16 feet high, and it's an army green color. The left field wall is 16 feet high. It is padded with billboards, various local companies advertise, and then there's a gigantic scoreboard that is 20 feet high, and it rises high above the left center field wall. 70 degrees is our game time temperature, and we're ready for action as right-hander Marwin Vega will face the Kernel leadoff batter, Brad Kuhn. Brad reached on an infield single to start the Kernel 5-run first inning last night. The game's first pitch is a strike called from Marwin Vega. First pitch, according to the clock on the lower panel of the scoreboard here, 6:38. Brad's a left-handed batter with a .219 average. And there's a fastball just inside, 1-1. Marvin Vega is not a big guy. They list him at 6 feet, 160 pounds. Now a swing and a foul into the backstop. Or check that, 6 feet, 175, the height and weight of this right-hander from Colombia. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Brad Kuhn. No homers, 1 RBI. And he leads the Kernels with 4 stolen bases. Fastball just inside to Kuhn. It's 2-2. The third baseman, Robbie Hudson, is playing well behind the bag, deep at third, not expecting a 2-strike bunt. Kuhn stands straight away from the left side. Brad's 23 years old, and he drills one foul onto the grass slope seating berm beyond the third base grandstand here at Fox City Stadium. We're just underway. Brad hit 300 on the nose last year for the Pioneer League champion Orem Owls. Big curveball. That one's rattled down the left field line, and on the run, a diving effort by Casey Craig. He can't get it. Brad Kuhn is steamrolling into second with a stand-up double. Oh, Casey Craig darted quickly to his left, dove near the line, got a glove on Brad Kuhn's tailing line drive, and the ball then trickled behind him, and Brad Kuhn raced into second with a leadoff stand-up double. That pitch was left up out over the plate, and Kuhn drilled it down the left field line, an opposite field double to get the Kernels started in the right direction here tonight. Larry Infante, who did not play in last night's game, will try to pull the ball or bunt it and get Kuhn over to third base. Larry Infante's hitting 200. He bunts a beautiful sacrifice to the right of the plate, to the left of the mound, and it's gloved by Marwin Vega, who tosses in time to get Larry Infante, and he'll be greeted with a warm welcome in the Kernel first base dugout for that well-executed sacrifice bunt. So far this season, and it's early, 1 week, but the Kernel execution has been very good on the fundamentals. That sacrifice went pitcher to first baseman, and the infield's back. Patrick Riley, with his .417 average, could produce the game's first run with a ground ball. A pitch in the dirt, and it hit Patrick Riley. Patrick Riley was struck on a curveball that bore right in on the left-handed batter. And it's first and third, 1 out for Jordan Renz. Renz has been awarded the prestigious cleanup spot in the Allen Motor Company order by virtue of his 3-run homer in the series finale Wednesday night against Peoria and his RBI double, and as a result of his 3 hits last night. Jordan was 3 for 4, doubled twice. His average is up to .263. Patrick Riley has a pretty good-sized lead at first, being held by Brian Sabatella. Here's a high, deep drive into left center. On the run, it's caught by Alex Gary. Trotting home with the game's first run is Brad Kuhn, and that is what you want from your cleanup batter. Production. Jordan Renz hit a ball hard, smacking it into straightaway center. Alex Gary drifted a few steps to his right to spear it with one hand, and Brad Kuhn has trotted home to make it 1-0 Kernels here in the top of the first inning. And this has become a nice trend in this series, the Kernels getting their starting pitcher an early lead. Holding it first was Patrick Riley. Boy, Renz jumped on that first pitch from Marwin Vega. Ooh, a strike on the outside corner to Madrigal. The reason I say ooh is that looked like a pitch Warner could have handled. He loves fastballs, does the Kernel .321 hitting number 5 hitter, right-handed batter Warner Madrigal. 1-0 Kernels, first inning. A curve, and that one is bounced foul into the Timber Rattler third base dugout. Madrigal pulled it, and he's in the hole 0-2. Warner had a bases-loaded 2-run single to make it 3-0 in the Kernel first inning last night. Patrick Riley at first with 2 out here in the top of the first inning, 1-0 Kernels. Warner wears a long-sleeve red shirt underneath his Kernel gray road top, and a pitch goes right over his noggin. That one slipped out of the fingers of Marwin Vega, sending Warner ducking for cover. Madrigal wears his socks up high. The Kernels are in their gray road uniforms with red socks, red numbers trimmed in white, and Cedar Rapids arched across the front of the gray road jerseys with, in block letters, red letters trimmed in white. A curve low and away. Riley's running. The throw to second is in time, and it was J.B. Tucker who pegged down to Luis Valbuena. It was a bang-bang play, and Riley's called out. The caught stealing went. Catcher to second baseman, 2-4. 1 run in the first for the Kernels on 1 hit, a hit batsman. No Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave the bases empty. And after 1/2 inning, Kernels 1, Wisconsin coming to bat. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
It's unheard of, an industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kill Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kill Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Keel Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
Hy-Vee, the most respected and recognized brand name in our entire great state. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees value the vital role professional baseball plays in our community's fabric. Our treasured tradition of affordable, wholesome entertainment that brings families, friends, work colleagues, and customers together for lifelong memories. Your Cedar Rapids and Marion Hy-Vees are proud to support the best thing going in eastern Iowa, the wonder of Kernels baseball.
Stephen Merrick is making his second start of this 2006 campaign, and what an outing he turned in Sunday afternoon in Beloit. 6 2/3, no runs, 2 hits, struck out 5 snappers, walked 1. He and his mates have a 1-0 lead as we go to the Timber Rattler first inning. Casey Craig did not play in last night's series opener, and Craig's been a productive man in Jim Horner's lineup. He's a left-handed batter, hitting .348, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Casey is in his 4th year of professional baseball. Stephen Merrick's first delivery is a fastball down and away for ball 1. Dallas Morris is well off the line at third. Up the middle for the Kernels, Larry Infante at short, Ryan Leahy at second. Patrick Riley's manning first. A fastball is high to the left-handed batter who stands in at 6'1", 185, 21-year-old Casey Craig. Slightly open stance, a wide stance. Craig may be taking. He does. It's a strike on the outside corner. Stephen Merrick, long sleeve red shirt underneath his gray road uniform. The Kernels wearing their all red caps. Ball 3, way high and outside. That one skipped to the screen, and it's 3-1. Merrick spells his last name M-A-R-E-K. Stephen is from the state of Texas. Let's see if he can come back and get this leadoff batter. A broken bat foul cranked into the Kernel right field bullpen, and Casey Craig will mosey on back to the third base Wisconsin dugout to get a new piece of wood. Casey Craig spent most of his time last year with the Everett Aqua Sox. It was his second full season with Everett. He hit .265 in 2004, .278 last year, and had 6 home runs and 28 RBIs. And the payoff pitch is served foul, high up into the backstop. We're right behind home plate here. An ideal vantage point to bring you the action. 1-0 Kernels, bottom of the first inning, another 3-2, and another foul straight back from Casey Craig. Casey from Granite Hills High School lives in La Mesa, California. And he's a left-handed batter, 21 years old. A high pop foul. This one will be up into the aluminum-backed reserve seats above the Wisconsin third base dugout. There are 8 rows of brand-new red box seats here at Fox City Stadium. They removed the maroon ones that were one of the hallmarks of this ballpark. Another payoff pitch. This one's grounded to the right side. And off the glove of the first baseman, Leahy recovers, throws to the pitcher covering. Not in time. Casey Craig beats out what will likely be an infield single. Yes, it is. Riley had to go a long way to his right. He got a glove on it. The ball deflected to Ryan Leahy deep in the hole at second base. Leahy threw on the run, and it was a close play at first, but Casey Craig beat it out for an infield single. Had the out been recorded, it would have gone 3-4-1, but it was a disjointed play from the very beginning when Patrick Riley had to move quickly to his left. He did get a glove on it, but it was an infield single all the way for Casey Craig. Credit Stephen Merrick for getting over to where he should have been at first base to take the throw from Leahy. Now, Casey Craig has no stolen bases this year. Last year, he was 18 for 22 in stolen base attempts with Everett. So he can run. Big lead. A bunt, and the third baseman, Dallas Morris, gloves and unloads from the base of the pitcher's mound to get the batter, Robbie Hudson. Casey Craig has been successfully sacrificed to second on a bunt single, or a bunt sacrifice bunt by Robbie Hudson. The play went Dallas Morris to Patrick Riley, 5-3. Morris had to rush in quickly from third base, and he scooped the ball up with his glove, transferred it to his throwing hand, and then his peg was delivered from the base of the mound with his momentum carrying him towards Patrick Riley at first. Mike Saunders could tie this game up. Left-handed batter. Slightly open stance. Merrick's fastball clocked at 84 miles an hour on the speed pitch indicator that's embedded into the left field wall. 84 miles an hour. Robbie Hudson has successfully sacrificed the tying run into scoring position here in the bottom of the first. And a pass ball, that one rode inside off the glove of Brett Martinez, and they'll maybe call it a wild pitch. I thought it was a pass ball, but it is a wild pitch. Brett had to lean way to his right. It looks like he was crossed up. The pitch almost hit the batter, Mike Saunders, and now a runner at third with only one out for Wisconsin. Usually we're spoiled. Usually anything Martinez gets his mid on, he catches. But that pitch was inside to the left-handed batter, Mike Saunders. The Kernel infield will play in at third, but at regular depth elsewhere, so a ground ball anywhere to the infield except third will tie this game. A pitch high and away, a snap throw to third by Brett Martinez, and back safely is Casey Craig. A little bit of uneasiness in Stephen Merrick's rhythm right now. He's missing a lot of different places. The last pitch was way high. Well, now they say strike one, 2-1. Swing and a foul, straight back, and the count 2-2. Casey Craig's at third, one out. Bottom of the first, 1-0 Kernels. A breaking pitch, just low apparently. That was some pitch by Stephen Merrick, ball 3. Saunders, 1 for 3 last night. Walked, stole second, and scored in the Timber Rattler 2-run fourth inning. Stephen Merrick is working from the stretch. The payoff. Popped foul right off the batter's fist into the third base seats. We open up a 4-game series Monday night against West Michigan, a dog day Monday. Hot dogs are only $1. Ball 4 way high, and it's first and third, one out for J.B. Tucker, the cleanup batter for Wisconsin. Stephen is overthrowing just a little bit. He's not quite as comfortable and fluid as he was in his first start in Beloit. Just a bit mechanical. He's pressing, but that's something that is easily rectified by more pitches. Oh, I remember as a lifelong Cardinal fan how difficult it was for Bob Gibson at times to get out of the first inning. But once Gibby did, it was usually all she wrote as far as the opposition scoring. Here's J.B. Tucker taking a breaking ball low for ball 1. So Stephen is having trouble getting ahead of the hitters here in the first inning. Tucker is a typical catcher's build, kind of squatty and portly. J.B. Tucker waits a throw to first, and Saunders, who's 4 for 5 in stolen base attempts, dives backhand first. J.B. Tucker 0 for 3 last night. He walked in the first inning. Signed by the Mariners and is a non-drafted free agent last May out of Wake Forest. There's a breaking pitch in the dirt, and it's ball 2 to J.B. Tucker. J.B. stands for John Bullock. John Bullock Tucker III. Started his pro career at Mississippi State and then finished at Wake Forest. First and third, one out. 1-0 Kernels, bottom of the first. Now Stephen lifts his front leg and fakes a throw to third, and then whirls and looks Mike Saunders back to first. A pop-up, strikeout, or double play would be most welcome by the Kernels. Tucker, a .235 batter, takes high off the glove of Martinez, and a runner goes to second, stopping it, holding at third's Casey Craig. That'll be another wild pitch, I suppose, even though Brett Martinez got a glove on it. And Stephen Merrick has had a very, very difficult time throwing strikes here in the opening frame. He's fallen behind J.B. Tucker 3-0. They now have ruled it a pass ball. I thought both could have been pass balls, but there's a strike from Stephen. So we have had a change in your scorebook. Mike Saunders goes to second on a pass ball. It was a pitch Brett Martinez had to come all the way out of his catching crouch to try to get a glove on. Swing and a miss by Tucker, and now the count's full. Well, all of a sudden, the last two pitches, Stephen Merrick has just reared back and challenged the Wisconsin cleanup batter, and he's come back to make it a full count. Second and third, 1 out, 1-0 Kernels, first inning. Ball 4 is high and in, and cause for concern now because Stephen has made far too many pitches. Let's see if Kernan Ronan pays a heart-to-heart. Yes, he does. Kernan Ronan is paying a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart visit to the mound. You owe it to yourself and the people who love you to find out what risk of heart disease is in your life. For just $35, you can get a heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. It's quick, easy, and convenient. This heart-to-heart visit on the mound between Kernan Ronan and pitcher Stephen Merrick brought to you by Mercy Medical Center. Call for a Mercy heart-to-heart screening. 398-6821, 398-6821. A long heart-to-heart visit by Colonel pitching coach Kernan Ronan to Stephen Merrick. And I really couldn't tell you if Kernan talked to Merrick about his mechanics or if it was more of a visit to try to bolster Stephen's confidence. But the Timber Rattlers are threatening to not only tie this game but to take the lead here in the first inning. Brian Sabatella looks at a fastball inside ball 1. Stephen just hasn't been able to find the strike zone as of yet. Wisconsin hasn't had the ball out of the infield, but they have the bases loaded with 1 out. Here's a pitch drilled foul into the right field seats, actually up onto the concourse, which is protected by a steep maroon-colored roof here at Fox City Stadium. There is no grandstand. Long first inning. 1-0 Kernels. Sabatella swings late and misses. That was a fastball down and away. Brian Sabatella. Well, now they tell us that was a changeup, 82 miles an hour. So Sabatella was ahead of the pitch. Brian's a right-handed batter. Stevens set at the belt. A breaking pitch just missed low. Ooh, that was a good 71-mile-an-hour curveball. Brian Sabatella took it. It's 2-2. Craig at third. Saunders at second, Tucker at first for Wisconsin. Biggest pitch of the inning headed home. Swing and a miss. Stephen Merrick might have taken something off that one as well. 82 miles an hour, so it probably was a changeup. 2 away now as the Timber Rattlers send up switch-hitting second baseman Luis Valbuena. The bases are still loaded, but there are 2 out now. And you kind of get the feeling if Stephen Merrick can somehow wiggle his way out of this tight spot that maybe the second inning will go a little bit smoother for him. He comes set, does the Colonel right-hander. First pitch is sprayed off the hitter's hands, off the batter's hands to the third base seat. Strike 1 on Luis Valbuena. Valbuena's a 20-year-old switch hitter, or left-handed batter, rather, from Venezuela. I thought he batted right-handed last night. I think he's a switch hitter. Ooh, strike 2 called at the letters. Or at the knees, rather. Base is loaded. Bottom of the first inning. 1-0 Kernels, 2 out. And Stephen Merrick may come right after the 200-hitter Luis Valbuena. A tap towards the mound. Brett Martinez fields it in foul ground. Foul ground. Brett Martinez, as that pitch was chopped off the plate, It hung up and looked like it might be headed out towards the pitching mound, but it's hard to read the depth here. It went straight up in the air and then took 2 bounces up the first baseline. Martinez barehanded it, and according to the plate umpire, no argument from the Kernels, he fielded it in foul ground, and Luis Valbuena just does stay alive. He walked in the first last night. He went 1 for 3. Another bases loaded 0-2 pitch. Grounded foul past first. Tommy Cruz, who was a coach here last season for the Timber Rattlers, picks it up and tosses it lightly or gently into the first base seats. Well, we don't count pitches here, but I would say Stephen Merrick has made over 24 pitches here in the first inning. Valbuena grounds it to first sharply on 2 hops. Patrick Riley looks it into the glove, makes the play unassisted to end the inning. It wasn't pretty or efficient, but Stephen Merrick escapes unscathed after loading the bases with 1 out in the first inning. He keeps the Timber Rattlers from scoring. No runs for the Timber Rattlers in the first. 1 hit, an infield single, 2 walks, a wild pitch, a pass ball, no Kernel errors. Wisconsin leaves the bases full. After a harrowing bottom of the first inning, the Kernels take a 1-0 lead into the second from Appleton, where you're enjoying Kernel baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Sylvia, you know that cruise you've always wanted?
Yeah?
Well, there it is.
That would be our house, Bob. Are you feeling all right, dear?
Well, this is so cool. Guarantee Bank will let us use the equity in our home to do just about anything we want. College tuition, a room addition, a cruise, and best of all, the interest may be tax deductible. Now, do you see it? Ah, the sun, the waves, the tropical breezes.
Ooh, now I see it. It's a convertible. The sun on my face, the wind in my hair.
See your Guarantee Banker in Cedar Rapids, Marion, or Hiawatha, and use the equity in your home to do whatever you want, even if it's just to get out of the house.
The feel of the road, the roar of the engine.
The roar of the...
Hey, it's my kind of life. Keep your hands off my Porsche, Bobby boy.
Guarantee Bank.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Consult your tax advisor for interest deductibility. Some restrictions apply.
If you're looking to enhance your property's appearance, function, or value, make the experts at King's Materials your most reliable teammate. Retaining walls? You bet. Custom patios? Bingo. Bulk blazing steps? King's Materials says yes. King's Material has all the brick, concrete, and stone elements to make your landscaping, masonry, and architectural projects become a reality. To view the astonishing array of beautiful and innovative products King's Material can bring to your home, yard, or business, visit King's online at kingsmaterial.com.
1-0 Kernels as Warner Madrigal is first up. He was at the plate in the first inning when Patrick Riley was thrown out trying to steal second, and Madrigal bloops the first pitch foul onto the concourse roof. First base side. Madrigal, a .321 average, no homers, 2 RBIs. Right-hander Marwin Vega brings it. Strike 2 called, a fastball at the knees. Wisconsin did everything but score in the bottom half of the first. They loaded the bases with 1 out, but Stephen Merrick struck out Brian Sabatella, and then here's a ground ball hit sharply to third, and it was bobbled by Robbie Hudson, but he kept his poise and kept the handle and throws out Madrigal. Warner on an 0-2 pitch bashed it hard on the ground to third, 1 away. Merrick, with the bases loaded and 1 out in the first inning, struck out Brian Sabatella, then got Luis Valbuena to ground out to Patrick Riley at first. 1-0 Kernels, 1 out, and Brett Martinez, who was a big part of the Kernels' 7-2 victory here last night, bats for the first time. Vega just missed outside, ball 1 a fastball. Brett's average is .318. No homers, 5 RBIs for Brett Martinez. 3 of those runs driven in came last night. A chopper to second, charged by Valbuena and on to first, and it's dropped by or missed by the first baseman. They're going to charge Brian Sabatella with an error. The throw by Luis Valbuena was a good one. Oh, sure, Sabatella had to reach up but it was certainly catchable, and it's an error on the first baseman who mishandled the throw.
Third baseman, Dallas.
That's the second error on Brian Sabatella this year, and it's the 16th error in 9 games committed by the Timber Rattlers. A pair of clubs with 4-4 records tangling here tonight. The lights are on. The sun is no longer a factor on this beautiful Good Friday evening. Dallas Morris takes low for ball 1. Brett Martinez reaching on an error with 1 out here in the second. 1-0 Kernels. Dallas Morris 0 for 2 with a walk after he took over at first base in the 3rd inning last night for Mark Trumbo. There goes the runner, and a bouncer through the right side, a base hit. Beautifully executed hit-and-run single. The ball trickles into shallow right where Mike Saunders retrieves it, and you talk about a well-placed soft ground ball by Dallas Morris right through the hole, vacated by Luis Valbuena. Valbuena was shuttling over towards second to cover the base as Brett Martinez was running, and Dallas Morris chopped it beautifully into shallow right field, right through the hole, and that is another example of the Bobby Magallanes managerial style, which is put pressure on the defense at every possible turn. Do you think the Timber Rattlers were expecting Brett Martinez, the catcher, to be running? No, they were not. Valbuena left his position to cover the bag at second. Dallas Morris tomahawked the pitch very softly and bounced it through that hole for a base hit, a hit-and-run single. And Jim Horner, the first-year manager for the Timber Rattlers, came out, brought his infielders together and said, hey, guys, let's just settle down. Well, let's hope Madison Edwards, who's getting the start in left field tonight, can add to the Kernel lead. First and third, 1 out. Double play depth on the Wisconsin infield. Madison Edwards, a left-handed batter. Fastball inside for ball 1. Oops, strike 1. Well, at one time, the umpire reaches across his body to call a strike, and now he uses a different strike call, so that picked me off. Edwards, a left-handed batter, has played in 3 games for the Kernels. He last played in Monday afternoon's opener. A safety squeeze was on, and Madison missed the pitch. Well, now they say he didn't offer at it. Ball 1 high. I thought he tried to bunt it. He did, says the plate umpire. It's 0-2. Well, wait a minute. Now the scoreboard says 2-0. I think it's 0-2 on Madison Edwards. We'll see. Ball high. I don't know if it's ball 1 or ball 3. I have no idea. Well, now the scoreboard says 3-0. Okay. I'll tell you what, it's not easy reading the hand movements of this plate umpire. Madison Edwards, no homers, no RBIs, waiting for the 3-0. Right down central for a strike. Edwards, a 22-year-old left-handed batter out of Texas Tech. Ironically enough, he played in the Northwoods League in Madison, Wisconsin. Perhaps they did a bobblehead of him. How often do you have a Madison playing in Madison? A broken bat looper to shallow left. It's down. It's down for a base hit. Beyond the reach of Jeff Dominguez, the shortstop, into shallow left, and that sends Brett Martinez home to make it 2-0 Kernels. Madison Edwards with a great piece of hitting. Vega came right in on his fist, and Madison fought it off and blooped it just beyond the reach of Jeffrey Dominguez at shortstop into shallow left for an RBI single, and it's 2-0 Kernels here in the top of the second inning. Madison Edwards. Good things happen when you put the ball in play, and Madison did so on that 3-1 pitch. Stopping at second, Dallas Morris. Now Ryan Leahy squares in. Right-handed batter, number 9 hitter. Double play ball to third. Throw to second by Hudson out. Throw to first. Double play. Ryan Leahy corked it right to the feet of Robbie Hudson at third, and he started a 5-4-3 around the horn, inning-ending twin kill. Now, wait a minute. Todd Brummelkamp, I want you to take the headsets. We need your help, Todd.
Well, John has passed the headset off to me, but as John was writing what appeared to be 5-4-3 double play into the book, now they are saying the runner is safe at second base. I think the argument is that the second baseman for Wisconsin, Valbuena, was either straddling the bag or left the bag before he made contact with it and had the ball, and they're saying that the runner is safe. It was interesting to see because Leahy was heading back to the dugout, but we're holding tight with runners on third and second. No argument from Bobby Magianis, and now Jim Horner looking dejected. There's nothing they can do. The managers have been instructed to take it easy on these independent umpires working this game, but this is the second night in a row we've seen things go awry for the Timber Rattlers on the bases.
Todd, thank you very much. You described it. My head was down, buried for a 5-4-3 double play. Now Brad Kuhn takes a strike. The argument was a lengthy one, but not a vociferous one, as Todd said, between Jim Horner and the base umpire. So safe at second, Edwards. Leahy's retired 5-4-3, not a double play. Second and third, Kuhn doubled and scored in the first, and a check swing roller into the fungo hitting circle, a brown oval patch of dirt just outside the dirt batting circle up the third baseline. Strike two on Kuhn. Morris at third. He keyed this inning with a hit-and-run single. Madison Edwards with a broken bat RBI single to plate Brett Martinez, who reached on an error, is at second. 0-2 to Brad Kuhn as Marwin Vega comes set at the belt, the 0-2. Line drive down the right field line, fair, extra bases, I think. One run is in to make it 3-0. Here comes Madison Edwards. He's safe. Kuhn out at second. It's a single and a 2 RBI single by Brad Kuhn. The importance of Madison Edwards hustling in from second because Kuhn was thrown out at second, but Madison Edwards crossed the plate before the tag by Jeffrey Dominguez at second of Brad Kuhn. The play goes 9-6 to end the Kernels second inning. But the Kernels cash in big time as the Timber Rattlers failed to turn in any inning double play. Brad Kuhn singles home a pair to make it 4-0 Kernels. Morris scored from third. Madison Edwards from second on the Brad Kuhn 2-run single into right. It looked like an extra base hit off the bat, but Mike Saunders got to it and threw a strike to the shortstop Jeffrey Dominguez at second, and the play went 9-6. For the Kernels in the second inning, 3 runs on 3 hits, 1 error by the Timber Rattlers, and the Kernels leave the bases empty. We go to the bottom of the second inning in Appleton. Kernels on top early over the Timber Rattlers, 4-0. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Reading stimulates a child's imagination, increases their mastery of subject matter, improves their spelling and vocabulary, and opens up new worlds of discovery. That's why Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels are teaming up to encourage elementary students throughout the community to read. Kernels players will visit 38 elementary schools this spring to talk with students about the benefits of reading. Girls and boys will then be rewarded with nifty prizes for achieving reading milestones. Toyota Financial Services, the Gazette, and the Kernels, proud to stand behind our community's youth through reading.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kick and mash up of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one full taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Stephen Merrick has a 4-0 lead, and he's ahead of the number 8 hitter Alex Gary, 0-2, and there's a breaking pitch just low. Ball 1. Lower third of the Timber Rattler order here in the bottom of the second. A couple of big momentum-changing plays early in this game. And a 1-2 pitch is swatted foul straight back by Alex Gary. The Timber Rattlers had the bases loaded with only 1 out in the bottom of the first inning, and Stephen Merrick prevented them from scoring, protecting a 1-0 lead. Here's a high drive into left down the line. Madison Edwards in front of the warning track makes the one-handed grab. Alex Gary hit that ball high and deep to left, but it was tracked down by Madison Edwards, one away here in the second inning. For Wisconsin, it's 4-0 Kernels. Another pivotal play in this game. The Timber Rattlers had surrendered 1 run in the top of this second inning and appeared to get out of the inning without any further damage. It looked like Ryan Leahy grounded into an inning-ending 5-4-3 double play. But the base umpire ruled that second baseman Luis Valbuena was not on the second base bag for an apparent force of Madison Edwards. Then, wouldn't you know it, Brad Kuhn on a 2-out, 2-strike pitch laced a 2-run single into right to make it 4-0 Kernels. 1 ball, 1 strike to Eddie Hernandez. And he chops one behind first. Patrick Riley wins the foot race to the bag. Riley fielded that ball 20 feet behind the bag and then raced to first ahead of Eddie Hernandez. And there are 2 gone quickly here in the Wisconsin second inning, 4-0 Kernels.
Shortstop, number 2.
PRC, proud to support the communities where their employees live and work, Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and that's why this season PRC's Community Care will be bringing food home to our communities hungry every time the Kernels belt a home run. A little dribbler in front of the plate, and Stephen Merrick bare hands and throws out Jeffrey Dominguez. Dominguez, kind of a swinging bunt, rolls out to the base of the halfway between the mound and the plate, and a quick 1-2-3 inning from right-hander Stephen Merrick, and as we surmised, he looked like a completely different pitcher. PRC's Community Care will donate $25 to the Haycap Food Reservoir for every Kernel home run this season. Thus far, PRC's Community Care has put $50 into the Haycap Food Reservoir Fund to help eliminate hunger in our community. After 2 in Appleton, the Kernels on top of the Timber Rattlers 4-0. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Who's that cool cooking man? King of the grill, who's show? Patio.
It's time for Clement's Great Grill Challenge. If someone asks you, what's cooking, Daddy-O, tell them Clement's is always lean and juicy. The other guys have more fat, more flare-ups, and shrinking taste. Avoid unnecessary flare-ups. Never substitute fat for flavor. Always grill Clement's.
King of the grill man. Grill's hot, he's cool. Who's your patio?
That soft, relaxing music can mean only one thing, a message from Peck's Flower and Garden Shop from here in Appleton. Peck's invites you to visit tomorrow to take in all the color and beauty of Easter. Lilies, Easter flowers, plants, on special tomorrow at Peck's, where the Easter Bunny will greet you and your children from 10 until 4. The Easter Bunny will be at Peck's tomorrow from 10 till 4. Peck's has a wide array of beautiful flowers, lilies, daisies, pansies, bouquets, whatever you need to make your Easter come alive with love and warmth. Peck's has them. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop, Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads Northeast in Cedar Rapids, celebrating 50 years of helping our community grow. First pitch is outside to Larry Infante, opening up the Kernel's second, and now he hammers the next one foul on a line down the third base line. Larry Infante, left-handed batter, sacrifice bunt his first time up. Larry's father is a soccer coach, and I saw him. Here's a ground ball to the right side, gobbled up there by Valbuena, and he throws to get Larry Infante. Larry loves to use a baseball like a hacky sack ball. His dad, a soccer coach in Venezuela, and Larry has very nimble, quick feet. He can dribble a soccer ball like a South American soccer star. And let me tell you, footwork is a big part of the skill that a middle infielder has to have. In fact, Bobby Magallanes was helping Ryan Leahy with his footwork around the bag before tonight's game. A big yellow hammer drops in for a strike to Patrick Riley. Top of the third, 4-0 Kernels here in Appleton. Riley was hit by a pitch in the first inning, and a backdoor breaking ball misses away, 1-1, from Marwin Vega, Marwin. Vega had a couple of bad breaks in the Kernels' second. His first baseman, Brian Sabatella, dropped a throw from second for an error, and then the umpire erasing what looked to be a inning-ending double play that Ryan Leahy stroked to third base. Riley fights off a pitch in on his thumbs and fouls it off to the left. Patrick has an open stance from the left side, wears a pair of black batting gloves, and uses a black lacquer bat open stance. The wind has almost subsided here. A little looper into left center. On the run is Casey Craig. He's back, and he makes the play in the left center field alley. Casey Craig had to go further than I thought to his left, but he snared it for the second out of the third inning. This is really a type of evening that you would expect in late June in Appleton, not mid-April. 68 degrees. The wind, which was blowing out from the left field foul pole towards right center at a 25 to 30 mile an hour clip earlier tonight, is absolutely almost subsided. A breaking pitch low and away to Jordan Renz. Jordan drove in the first run of this game with a sacrifice fly in the first inning. It looks like Renz is seeing the ball well as Vega falls behind 2-0, a fastball low. Jordan just looks like he's picking up the ball right out of the pitcher's hand, which he wasn't doing earlier in the week. Swing and a miss by Jordan. Strike one. Kernels with 1 in the first, 3 in the second. We're in the top of the third, 4-0. The Colombian right-hander delivers in a swing and a tip foul. Strike two on Renz. Nobody on, 2 out here in the Kernel third inning. Tomorrow we'll wrap up this mini 3-game set. Have the South Slope Communications Triple Play show for you in the zone on the Kernel Radio Network at 12:40. Jordan fought off a good pitch, and that's what I mean by him going good right now. That was a tough pitch right in on his hands below the knees, and he just tipped it foul to the backstop. Renz uses a rust-colored bat and has white tape around the handle. Ball 3 is outside to Jordan Renz. We see a lone jogger crossing over Highway 41 beyond the right center field wall. There's a running path out there. She must be about 680 feet from home plate. Jordan on a 3-2 pitch checks his swing as the pitch rode up and in, and he fouled it straight back. There's a misperception here that our equipment manager is a member or is a coach, and a lot of the folks are cheering and saying, "Way to go, Coach," as Ron Klein comes out of the Kernel dugout. Renz pokes another one foul, this one into the third base Timber Rattler dugout. Well, you put a guy in uniform, and he's older than a player, and of course you're going to think he's a coach. So the Timber Rattler fans are duped into thinking that we have a coach who likes hustling down foul balls. Next thing you know, they'll be asking for his autograph. A high pop foul onto the burgundy concourse roof. Well, the plate umpire ran out of baseballs, and now a new batch is hustled out of the Timber Rattler third base dugout. The theme of the Wisconsin uniforms, the throwback jerseys, black and white. The Timber Rattlers look a little bit like the Detroit Tigers in their home uniforms. If you can visualize that. Another payoff offering to the Kernel cleanup batter. Up and in. What an at-bat for Jordan Renz. Ball 4. Jordan Renz draws a 2-out walk here in the third inning, and that prevents Marwin Vega from retiring the Kernel side in order for the first time tonight. Well, you look for certain things when guys are back for a second or third year in the Midwest League. You look for better discipline at the plate, being a tougher out, not taking your at-bats in the field with you, and those are the kind of things that show the parent club maturity and discipline and progress. And we're seeing those characteristics from both Jordan Renz and the man at the plate, Warner Madrigal. Strike one on the outside corner to Warner. He was retired on a sharply hit ball to third to open up the Kernel's second. A curve is high, and it's 1-1 to Madrigal. Renz at first with 2 out here in the third inning. Kernel's up 4-zip. Outfield plays Warner deep and straight away. A curve, swing, and a miss. That pitch timed at 66 miles an hour. Warner waited, but still couldn't put the lumber to it. It's 1-2 to Madrigal. Jordan Renz, no steals this year. The Kernels lead the league in stolen bases, 12 are tied for first, 12 steals in this our 9th game. Warner pops it foul up high on the screen, and again, Madrigal showing good plate discipline. There's another hand for the fellow the Timber Rattlers think is a coach. Actually, the Kernels have 13 steals. There goes Renz, swing and a miss to end the inning on a changeup. Warner Madrigal, the first strikeout victim of Marwin Vega. No runs in the third for the Kernels. No hits, a 2-out walk. There were no Wisconsin errors, and the Kernels leave one, our first stranded today. The Kernels have 13 steals. Brad Kuhn and Bobby Magallanes correctly pointed out to our stat bureau, known as BAM, that Kuhn was not credited with the steal in Beloit. So the Kernels lead the league in steals with 13. After 2.5 at Fox City Stadium, Kernels 4, Timber Rattlers nothing. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one. Do you, Susan Smith, take Giuseppe Florentino? You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared to Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you sing. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? Hey, my hair is my trademark. I gotta be able to count on a good cut and stuff to keep my hair looking thick, even if it's not.
I get a good cut, no long wait, a smile, and a little something left over in my wallet.
I get little trims that keep my hair long and healthy, and stuff to make it loose and curly one day, straight and sassy the next.
With expert stylists trained in the latest trends and techniques and your favorite professional styling and hair care products, you'll always get what you're looking for at Cost Cutters. At Cost Cutters, you can always count on convenient, affordable, professional care and products that help you create just the style you want. At Cost Cutters, you'll always get a little more.
What do I get at Cost Cutters? A slick, clean cut, great highlights, and a little wig from the hottest stylist I've ever seen.
Stephen Merrick retired the lower third in the Wisconsin order, 1-2-3 in the second. Top of the order for the Timber Rattlers in the third, 4-0 Kernels. Casey Craig, the leadoff man, reached on an infield single to open up the Timber Rattler first inning, and he lifts the first pitch foul out of play to the left, strike one. Halo happenings, results from around the Los Angeles of Angels Anaheim organization, will start at the highest rung up, AAA. Ball one outside from the Colonel right-hander to the left-handed hitting Casey Craig, a .348 batter. Salt Lake is now 4-4. They lost to Las Vegas last night 5-3. The next delivery's upstairs from Merrick, a fastball. Mike Napoli, Dallas McPherson, Howie Kendrick all drove in runs. Not enough as the Bees fell to Las Vegas 5-3. And ball 3 is high. So Merrick was ahead 0-1, and now he's behind 3-1. Stevens, a tall, strong-looking 22-year-old right-hander from Texas. And the next one's outside. That's the third walk issued by the Colonel right-hander, Stephen Merrick. At Double-A Arkansas, the Travelers shaded Wichita 7-6. Former Colonel catcher Brent Del Chiaro belted a solo home run. Former Colonel infielder Mike Elward was 2 for 4 with a pair of RBIs. And Aaron Peel continues to thrive at Double-A. Peel scored twice and was 2 for 5. Boy, you really root for good guys in the game, and Aaron Peel, a soft-spoken, polite, go-about-your-business guy, is doing well at Double-A. The first pitch from Stephen Merrick is strike one called on the inside corner to Robbie Hudson. Hudson from the Powerhouse Texas Longhorn program. Stands straight up from the right side. He was signed as a non-drafted free agent. You wonder how a guy from the University of Texas who played on in that Longhorn program, how he goes undrafted. But the Mariners signed this fellow to a contract. He tries to bunt his way on. He was not bunting for a sacrifice, and he bunts foul. It's 0-2 to Robbie Hudson. Rancho Cucamonga lifted their record to 5-2 in the California League as they clobbered let's double check that. A double play ball to shallow short. Can the Kernels turn 2? Shortstop to second out, throw to first safe. Larry Infante had to charge on that softly hit roller past the mound. He fed Ryan Leahy for a 6-4 force of Casey Craig, and Robbie Hudson motored down the first base line. He reaches on a fielder's choice. Yes, Rancho Cucamonga dominated High Desert as they stomped them 10-1. Rafael Rodriguez, former Colonel right-hander, improved to 2-0. He spun 6 innings of shutout ball and struck out 7. And one of my favorite guys from last year's Colonel team, Drew Toussaint, socked a pair of home runs. A backdoor curve is outside to Mike Saunders, who walked in the first inning, ball 1. Ben Johnson, who wasn't a Colonel very long last spring, was 2 for 4. An RBI. Ben out of the University of Washington, a left-handed hitting catcher. Mike Saunders waits a throw to first, and Robbie Hudson, who's 2 for 4 in stolen base attempts, is back safely. I believe had Rick Barnes' Texas Longhorns won the NCAA basketball title for the men, there goes the runner. A curve low. Martinez's throw is not in time. A head-first slide by Robbie Hudson, his 3rd steal of the season. In defense of Brett Martinez, he had the worst of pitches, off-speed pitch low, but Brett still made it close as he gunned a strike down to Larry Infante, the shortstop. Stolen base for Robbie Hudson. He leads off second with 1 out. 4-0 Kernels here in the 3rd inning. Mike Saunders, the left-handed hitter, went around, didn't mean to, on a fastball. Or did he go? Oh, well, excuse me. He swung at that pitch, but the base umpire said ball 3. If that wasn't a swing, I don't know what was. He went clear around. I don't think the base umpire saw it, and there's strike 1 on the outside corner. Sometimes as an umpire, when you don't see something, it's a coin toss. You guess, and there's that chance you guess wrong. Mike Saunders, a slightly open stance, a tall left-handed batter. And he shoots it foul into the grass slope seating berm way down the left field line. Now the count full to Saunders. He's out of Tallahassee Community College by way of Victoria, British Columbia, Canada. That'd be like saying Des Moines, Iowa, United States. Merrick with the payoff offering. Here it is. A dribbler to the mound. Steven popped off the hill, stabs it, and lobs to first. He ran it towards the bag for the 1-3 putout. Steven looked over his left shoulder as he saw Robbie Hudson dash from second to third, but got the batter, Mike Saunders, 2 away. Here's J.B. Tucker.
Pressure coming up if he gets an RBI.
And what a juicy addendum to our Halo happenings from Colonel Director of Media Operations Todd Brummelkamp. Last year, a fellow that I thought was the Colonel most valuable player, Alexi Casilla, he was traded by the Angels to the Twin organization for J.C. Romero, a big league pitcher, a left-hander, swing and a miss by J.B. Tucker. Alexi Casilla, playing for the Twin organization in the Florida State League, recorded a record 3 sacrifices. Here's a high fly ball down the line in right. Madrigal is in fair ground, and Warner hauls it in to end the inning. J.B. Tucker gave it a ride and hit it off the end of the bat hard down the right field line. Madrigal was playing him to go the other way, and Warner made the play. No runs after a leadoff walk in the bottom of the third for Wisconsin. No hits, a stolen base. There were no Colonel errors. Timber Rattlers leave a runner aboard. They've stranded 4. Alexi Casilla had 3 sacrifices in a Fort Myers Miracle 4-3 loss to Clearwater. 20-inning ball game. A 20-inning marathon in the Florida State League last night. And former Colonel, now Minnesota Twin property, Alexi Casilla, tied a Florida State League record with 3 sacrifices. And we thank Todd Brummelkamp for that valuable addendum to Halo happenings. We're through 3 innings on a delightful evening in Appleton. The Kernels up on the Timber Rattlers 4-0. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Springtime. That time of year when your heating system still runs some, but it's also a time when your air conditioning can be running too. Who do you call when either of them fail? Never fear, the A-Team is near. The A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can inspect and ensure that your heating and cooling system is ready to go when you need it. 24 hours a day, call them the A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. Call 393-4872 for Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
Advanced Systems, the leader in office technology, is like a great baseball coach when it comes to office productivity. Advanced Systems makes the most of your team. They do it with the latest technology for office productivity from Canon. They're also like a great trainer. Advanced Systems Advanced Life Support makes sure your office equipment runs at peak levels and fixes it fast if things go wrong. Hit it over the fence with Canon technology from Advanced Systems. Call 832-8291.
This is for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
When it's important to you, coffee works, let your work shine through. Quality coffee, we do it for less. Don't settle for second best. Coffee works, computer center, coffee works. We do it better when you think of coffee. Think of Coffee Works. Coffee works, coffee works.
Fourth-year pro Brett Martinez takes high from right-hander Marwin Vega. We're underway in the 4th. 4-0 Kernels. Now the count even to the Colonel right-handed hitting catcher as he bloops one foul over the backstop. We are delighted that you're with us this evening on the Colonel Radio Network, 1450 KMRY. Martinez, a right-handed hitter with a black lacquer bat, takes low and away for ball 1. Tuesday is a triple play Tuesday, as it is every Tuesday at Veterans Memorial Stadium. You get a delicious hamburger or cheeseburger, plus a beverage and a bag of chips for only $5. Martinez hits one high in the air to center, straight away for Alex Gary in front of the track. Gary has it. Well, Brett Martinez hit that ball about as far as you can stroke it into straightaway center. About 385 feet away where it was caught. 1 away here in the 4th inning. We play here tomorrow at 1:05. The South Slope Communications Triple Play Show at 12:40. And there'll be a high school game here at Fox City Stadium following our ball game. We mention that because, of course, high school baseball is an anomaly in Iowa. It's played in the summer. Dallas Morris swings at a 1-0 pitch, didn't get it. Dallas played a pivotal role in the Kernel 3-run second inning he delivered a hit-and-run single to right that led to big things, a 3-run inning. Ball 2 as Vega tried to get a little extra on that fastball, and it was high. Marwin Vega, long-sleeve black sweatshirt underneath his all-white 1960 Appleton Foxes replica jersey. Dallas, a right-handed hitter, bounces it back to the mound. Marwin Vega backpedaled and onto the grass. He brought it down and throws in time to get Dallas Morris the tap to the mound with 1-3. Madison Edwards, a broken bat RBI single and a run scored in the Kernel 3-run second. Madison accompanied us to 2 elementary schools last week to tout the 8th Annual Toyota Financial Services Gazette Summer Reading Program, and the name of our story this year is The Bat Boy and His Violin, and Madison Edwards was right at home holding the fiddle. He played the violin when he was in elementary school. Ball or strike one at the letters to the left-handed batter, Madison Edwards. A mammoth pop-up towards the right above the plate, and drifting to the right of the dirt batting circle and muffing it is J.B. Tucker. And that's exactly why when Brett Martinez made a catch near the backstop at home on the recent homestand with Peoria, I remarked that you see that play botched about 30% of the time at this level. And poor J.B. Tucker drifted from his catching position about 15 feet to the right of home plate in foul ground, and he looked a little bit overmatched. They have not charged an error, no play. So Madison Edwards gets a life. He checks his swing on a high fastball. The pitch hit his bat and ricocheted into the catcher's mitt of J.B. Tucker. It's a strikeout, the second of the evening for Marwin Vega, the 19-year-old Colombian right-hander. The Kernels retired in order for the first time on the evening. And as Wisconsin comes to bat in the home half of the 4th inning, the Kernels lead the Timber Rattlers 4-0. You're tuned to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
Meet Jim. When it's nice out, he spends weekends in his yard trying to kill weeds. Gotcha. Meet Dave. He spends weekends on the green. That's because Greg's Lawn Service takes care of his lawn. Mowing, fertilizing, pruning, and, weed control. Greg's does the big jobs, too. Landscaping, retaining walls, curb edging, and patios. So when you've had enough of those little devils...
Yes.
Call 393-0101. Greg's Lawn Service, a cut above the rest.
Hi, I'm Tanya Sedlock, your local Pekin insurance agent at Andrews Insurance here in Cedar Rapids. We all know how quickly life can change. You buy a new car or a new home. Your family is blessed with a new baby. Your teenager starts driving the family car. I'm here to help with a complete line of insurance plans to give you protection when you need it the most. Pekin Insurance has been in business of insuring people for 85 years. I'm here to put your interests first. Please visit me, Tanya Sedlock, at the Andrews Agency.
Stephen Merrick pitched out of the bases loaded, one-out quandary in the Wisconsin first, protecting a Kernel 1-0 lead. The Kernels posted 3 in the second and lead at 4-0 as we go to the Wisconsin 4th inning. A high drive foul out of play to the right by Brian Sabatella. We mentioned on last night's broadcast he is from Quinnipiac University in Connecticut. Sabatella, Mariner 9th-round pick last year, batted .249 with the Everett Aqua Sox in his rookie year of pro ball. 4 homers, 24 driven in, and a sinking pitch down and in, swung on and missed by the number 5 hitter. 188 batting, Brian Sabatella. Straightaway stance. Sabatella's a big guy, 6'4", 220. Merrick brings the 0-2 home, and that one squirts foul to the base of the backstop. And again, the crowd yells, "Coach," as the Kernel equipment manager retrieves that foul ball. Serenity now, serenity now. That's a line from Seinfeld, and I have to use it every now and then. Otherwise, my blood boils. Wisconsin's Sabatella bounces one to first. Patrick Riley will make his 3rd unassisted putout of the evening. 3 unassisted putouts for Patrick Riley at first as Brian Sabatella rifled it on the ground to the Kernel first baseman.
Second baseman, number 18, Luis Valbuena.
Luis Valbuena grounded out to Patrick Riley to end the bases-loaded scoring threat for Wisconsin in the first innings. Valbuena is a left-handed hitter. He squares the bunt and takes a strike at the knees. No action this afternoon on the State Farm Major League scoreboard, but lots and lots of games this evening, and some of them on the East Coast are well along, and we'll give you those scores during the middle innings here tonight from Fox City Stadium. Swinging a foul straight back by Valbuena. Nothing in 2 to Luis Valbuena. A high drive into deep left center. Brad Kuhn won't get it. It's over his head and off the wall. The left fielder, Madison Edwards, does retrieve it, and he hits the cutoff man. The shortstop, Larry Infante, or rather, actually Ryan Leahy, and it's a one-out double for Luis Valbuena. Stephen Merrick, on an 0-2 delivery, made one too sweet, and Valbuena crushed it over the head of Brad Kuhn in left center field for his second double of the year. Luis Valbuena doubles, and now Alex Gary will bat. Alex Gary's a right-handed hitter, and he flew out to left, leading off the second inning. 4-0 Kernels. Wisconsin batting with a runner in scoring position at second with 1 away in the 4th inning. Temperature now cooling off to 66 degrees. Delightful here in Appleton. Strike 1 at the knees, a fastball from the Kernel right-hander. Well, the starting pitching for the Kernels in the first 8 games has been phenomenal. The Kernel pitching staff ranks 2nd in the league with a 2.66 team earned run average. And the bullpen vastly improved from a year ago. Alex Gary takes up and in, a throw to second, and no tag by Leahy as Luis Valbuena got back in. Wisconsin's 10th in the league in hitting, 10th of 14 teams. Their team batting average, .231. State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Brad Dunn, Al Shetler, and Gary Shubat will bring us our first look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Gary looks at strike 2 called on the outside corner. Let's start in the American League. They're in the bottom of the 7th inning at Camden Yards, and our parent club, the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim, are squared up 4-4 with the Orioles. Top of the 7th at Comerica Park, the Tigers hold a 5-1 lead over the Tribe. In the bottom of the 5th at Fenway, the Red Sox 2, the parent club of these Timber Rattlers, the Mariners 1. Time is called by the batter. They're in the top of the 6th inning already at Tropicana Field, the Royals 2, the Devil Rays nothing. No score, the Yankees and Twins at the Metrodome, top of the 3rd. Breaking pitch just downstairs, 2-2 now to the right-handed batter, Alex Gary. Bottom of the 1st at Comiskey Park, the Blue Jays and White Sox are scoreless. And later tonight, Oakland hosts Texas. We'll get to the National League after this 2-2 pitch from the right-hander Merrick. Swing and a tipped foul into the mid of Brett Martinez. Alex Gary down on strikes. 2 gone in the Wisconsin 4th inning. The game furthest along in the National League has the Cubs leading the Pirates at PNC Park 6-2 in the top of the 5th. They're in the bottom of the 4th in Miami, and Washington is ahead of the Marlins 2-1. Atlanta trails at home to the Padres 4-3 in the top of the 4th inning. No score in the bottom of the 3rd at the New Busch Stadium between the Reds and Cardinals. A slow roll to first. Patrick Riley will underhand to Merrick to retire Eddie Hernandez. And the Timber Rattlers squander a one-out double from Luis Valbuena. Leave him at second. Eddie Hernandez retired. First base to pitcher covering to end the Wisconsin 5th inning. No runs, a hit for the Timber Rattlers, just their second of the proceedings. No Colonel errors. Wisconsin strands a runner. They've left 5. Let's wrap things up on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Reds and Cards, no score in St. Louis, bottom of the 3rd. And they're just underway at Shea Stadium. The Brewers and Mets scoreless in the 1st. Later tonight, Colorado hosts the Phillies, Houston's at Arizona, and that classic National League rivalry between the Giants and Dodgers at Chavez Ravine. State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, and Al Shuttler with that look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard. After 4 in Appleton, Kernels lead the Timber Rattlers 4-0. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
If your spring cleaning plans include throwing out household furniture items, be sure to follow the instructions on the orange bulky item collection flyer you received in the mail. Up to 4 items, such as couches, mattresses, and box springs, dressers, wooden desks, and bookshelves, will be picked up by city crews. However, appliances, TVs, computer components, and scrap metal will not be collected. Your orange flyer will tell you where to dispose of such prohibited items. Thanks for using your orange flyer as your spring cleanup resource.
Back in Appleton with a reminder that tomorrow's a great day to visit Peck's Flower and Garden Shop for your last-minute Easter purchases. Lilies, bouquets, flowers of all sorts, including daisies and pansies. And take your kids to Peck's because the Easter Bunny will be at Peck's from 10 to 4 tomorrow. Peck's is marking an impressive milestone, serving the Cedar Rapids area and eastern Iowa for 50 years at the corner of Blair's Ferry and Edgewood Roads. Peck's Flower and Garden Shop, ready to welcome you in for your Easter needs tomorrow. Ryan Leahy faked a bunt and takes a strike. Leahy, the number 9 hitter, now watches a dandy curveball cut the plate at the knee, strike 2. Thanks to Todd Brummelkamp for all of his help in getting these scores ready on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza comes your way in the bottom half of this 5th inning. Leahy drills one to left, and it's going to be caught by Casey Craig. Ryan got good wood on it, but hit a sinking liner for the first out of the 5th inning into left field. Ryan Leahy 0 for 2. Log on now to Bruce Moore's website to participate in tonight's Bruce Moore Bonanza, your chance to earn a prize from Bruce Moore. If you've already won, play along wherever you're tuned in, but please don't email us. Let's reverse the order a little bit tonight. I'm going to give you my email address first. It's john@kernels.com, John at Kernels, KERNELS.com, so you can put that in or write it down, and then I'll give you the Bruce Moore website. Brad Kuhn lofts one into left and backpedaling to snare it is Casey Craig. Kuhn 2 for 2 tonight with a run scored and 2 RBIs, retired for the first time as he skies to left, quickly 2 away here in the Colonel 5th inning. The Bruce Moore website is www.brucemore.org. BRUCEMORE, that's all one word, www.brucemore.org. And that's where you'll go in the bottom of the 5th inning to answer our Bruce Moore Bonanza. Larry Infante dances out of the batter's box, faked a bunt, and took a pitch low for ball 1. Larry's a bundle of energy. The next one is popped foul over the third base Wisconsin dugout. We're in the top of the fifth inning. Kernels scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and lead it 4-0. Nobody on, 2 out for Larry Infante, left-handed hitting middle infielder. He tried to hold up on a changeup in the dirt, couldn't do it, strike 2. So log on to the Bruce Moore website right now, and we'll give you our Bruce Moore Bonanza question when the Timber Rattlers bat in the lower half of the fifth. Swing and a miss on a changeup in the dirt. J.B. Tucker has the barehanded and throw out Larry Infante. The Kernels go in order for the second inning in a row, and that's now 7 in a row retired by Marwin Vega, and he has not allowed a hit since the second inning. We go to the bottom of the fifth inning, and the Kernels maintain a 4-0 lead over Wisconsin. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Step up to the plate this summer and nominate your favorite Cedar Rapids Kernel for the Rockwell Collins Fans' Choice Award. Every time you catch a Kernels game, fill out a Fans' Choice ballot to recognize the efforts of your favorite ball players. Then drop the ballot in the designated box at the souvenir stand. During the season's final homestand, Rockwell Collins will present the Fans' Choice Trophy to the player with the most votes and make a donation to that player's favorite charity. Rockwell Collins and the Cedar Rapids Kernels, teammates working for a better community.
Worked hard, and you're finally your own boss. As a business owner, you may not want to hear the word liability, but it comes with the territory. Smart business owners protect their investments with a business owner's policy from Neighbor Insurance Services, your professional Pekin insurance agency in Hiawatha. Neighbor Insurance Services can show you how to secure the right amount of protection for your business at affordable rates. Your business is important. See Neighbor Insurance Services in Hiawatha for business owners insurance.
4-0 Kernels as Stephen Merrick will take on switch-hitting Wisconsin shortstop Jeffrey Dominguez to open up the fifth. Dominguez, the number 9 hitter, bounced back to the hill his first time up. So he's 0 for 1. He's a .240 hitter, no homers, 2 RBIs. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza, your chance to earn a prize from Bruce Moore. Log on to www.brucemore.org, BRUCEMORE, and then email me the answer to the Bruce Moore Bonanza at john@kernels.com, JOHN@kernels, KERNELS.com. Stephen Merrick's ahead of Jeffrey Dominguez, 0-2. Couple of fastballs at the knees. We'll have our Bruce Moore Bonanza after the next pitch. Swing and a miss. A high hummer, and Dominguez goes down swinging, and that's strikeout number 3 for Stephen Merrick. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza question: who decided to leave Bruce Moore to the National Trust for Historic Preservation in 1981 for use as a historic site and community cultural center? Who decided to leave Bruce Moore to the National Trust for Historic Preservation in 1981 for use as a historic site and community cultural center? Email us the name of that person, john@kernels.com, and you could be the winner of a prize from Bruce Moore. A ground ball wrapped fair past the diving Kernel first baseman Patrick Riley by who else? Casey Craig. Madrigal's throw to second skips by Larry Infante, but backing up the play was Dallas Morris. It's a one-out double by Casey Craig. And this guy, you can tell, he's the guy that makes the Timber Rattlers go. Casey Craig is doubled. Man, he can fly, too. I don't know how he doesn't have any stolen bases this year. He's at second with a one-out double. He cranked it hard past the diving Patrick Riley at second. Between the base and Patrick Riley for a one-out double. Now Robbie Hudson stands in. Merrick whirls and throws to second. Casey Craig dives back safely. There you have our Bruce Moore Bonanza question, and we'll be monitoring our newly purchased laptop computer here in the press box in Appleton to see if we have a winner. You need to email us the answer along with your name and mailing address. A high pop fly into shallow right. Warner Madrigal comes in and two-hands it for the second out of the inning. Robbie Hudson flies to right for the second out of the Wisconsin fifth inning, holding at second Casey Craig. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza question: who decided to leave Bruce Moore to the National Trust for Historic Preservation in 1981 for use as an historical site and community cultural center? Email us with the answer to that question at john@kernels.com. JOHN@Kernels, KERNELS.com. You'll find the answer on the Bruce Moore website, www.brucemore.org. And if we get a correct answer, we'll share the winner's name with you. We also need your name and address along with the answer. Ball one is low to left-handed hitting Mike Saunders. A line drive into center puts Wisconsin on the board. Racing around third, Casey Craig. Coons ill-advised throw home way late, down to second, Mike Saunders. I don't know why we threw home. That was not the play to make with two out. With two out and a base hit to center, you throw the ball into second base, but the Colonel center fielder tried to throw home, or did throw home, way late, and Casey Craig scores on a solid liner into center. Colonels now lead it 4-1 here in the fifth inning. That RBI is the second of the year for Mike Saunders. Those little things, you got to keep that runner at first base. Hold him to a single. There's no way you're going to throw out a speedy base runner like Casey Craig with two out. And hopefully, again, that's the reason these fellas are here, to learn. Ball one inside. We want to greet Bill Friedman and his family in Utah. They really enjoyed listening to the Colonel broadcast before the rookie ball season gets started in that great state. They hosted Brad Kuhn last year, and they're hosting. Here's a high fly ball down the right field line, chased by Madrigal out of play. They hosted Colonel opening day starter from last year, Fernando Rodriguez, in 2004. Bill Friedman and his family. Thanks, Bill. We're glad you enjoyed listening. And Brad Kuhn has had a big night, a double, a two-run single. Stephen Merrick trying to keep the Colonels ahead by 3 here in the fifth with a runner in scoring position. J.B. Tucker takes just high. Well, strike two at the letters. He winces. He thought it was high. The scoreboard says 2-1. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. And I don't blame the scoreboard operator. It is not easy to read the gyrations of the plate umpire. Still looking for our Bruce Moore Bonanza winner. All you have to do to participate is log on to the Bruce Moore website. A ground ball to third. Dallas Morris gets a good hop and shoots the throw to first to end the inning. J.B. Tucker, the cleanup batter, wraps out to third. For Wisconsin in the fifth, 1 run, their first of the ball game on 2 hits. There were no Colonel errors, and the Timber Rattlers leave another runner aboard. They've stranded half a dozen in 5 at-bats. We're looking for the correct answer to our Bruce Moore Bonanza question. Who decided to leave Bruce Moore to the National Trust for Historic Preservation in 1981 for use as a historic site and community cultural center? Email us the answer to that question at john@kernels.com. You'll find the answer by logging on to Bruce Moore's website, www.brucemore.org. Colonels come to bat in the top of the 6th, holding a 4-1 lead over Wisconsin. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Jumpstart your future with learning from Kirkwood Community College. No matter what your age or previous work experience, you have new opportunities as close as your phone. 398-5517. Kirkwood has hundreds of choices for career and technical programs. Kirkwood has financial aid and support options to help you succeed, and Kirkwood has locally based centers to help you balance work, family, and learning. Kirkwood is ready when you're ready. Call Kirkwood Admissions today, 398-5517. Kirkwood, start here, go anywhere.
Convenience and trust, two things all of us want. At Tri-State Travel, we offer both. It's convenient for you to make one call or one visit to our office for all your travel needs. A one-day tour, a cruise, a trip to Branson, to charter a motor coach. For 66 years, Tri-State Travel has been a name you can trust to provide quality products. Come see why you can trust us to provide the convenience you expect. Tri-State Travel now at our new location on 7th Street Southwest.
When it comes to auto insurance, Westside Agency in Palo, your professional Pekin insurance agency, will make certain you're properly insured with the right coverages and deductibles. Westside Agency will tell you about the money-saving discounts from Pekin Insurance. Multi-car discount, good student discount, loss-free discount, 45-plus auto discount, auto home discount, low mileage discount. To see if you qualify for any of these auto discounts that will lower your premium, visit Westside Agency in Palo.
Through 5 innings, the Kernels 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Wisconsin 1 run, 4 hits, 1 error. These two teams boast 4-4 records. The Kernels are in the midst of a 3-game winning streak, and they'll send up the heart of their order, Patrick Riley, Jordan Renz, and Warner Madrigal, to face right-hander Marwin Vega, who has now set down 7 in a row and 9 out of his last 10. Patrick Riley has been hit by a pitch and flown to left. A changeup dips low, ball 1. Well, we're going to give you one more crack at the Bruce Moore Bonanza question. And believe me, it is readily accessible for you to earn a prize from Bruce Moore. Log on to the Bruce Moore website to answer our Bruce Moore Bonanza question, www.brucemore.org. And then send me the answer here in Appleton at john@kernels.com. A broken bat, one hopper to the shortstop. Dominguez gloves and throws low, but out. Oh, Brian Sabatella had to backhand that nasty throw that the shortstop kind of floated across to the field. 6-3 put out. And that is now 8 straight set down by Vega. The last Kernel to reach against this right-hander is the batter, Jordan Renz. He drew a 2-out walk back in the Kernel 3rd inning. 4-1 Kernels, top of the 6th inning. We're looking for a winner in our Bruce Moore Bonanza. But first of all, we want to thank the Friedman family out in Utah. They've emailed us to thank us for their thanking of us. We're glad you're listening, Friedmans. Strike 1 to Jordan. Now a breaking pitch low for a ball. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza question: who decided to leave Bruce Moore to the National Trust for Historic Preservation in 1981 for use as an historic site and community cultural center? Email me, jrogers@kernels.com, with the answer to that Bruce Moore Bonanza question. And if you email us, include your mailing address so we can mail you the prize if you're correct in the mail. 1-1 to Jordan. Right-handed hitting Kernel cleanup batter. Ball 2 is downstairs. Check it, ball 3, or is the plate umpire? Well, I think he signaled 3-1. Crystal clear. Cool night now, 64 degrees as Renz fouls it straight back. And the count full to Jordan. Marwin Vega trying to make it 9 in a row. Renz trying to be the first Kernel to reach since he walked back in the 3rd, and Jordan lifts it foul off to the right. The count remains full to Jordan Renz. Our Bruce Moore Bonanza winner is Sean Glass of Marion, Iowa. Sean Glass, congratulations. Thanks for emailing. Ball 4 to Jordan Renz. It gets by catcher J.B. Tucker, but Renz will hold on at first with a 1-out walk, and that snaps the string of 8 in a row set down by Marwin Vega. Sean Glass of Marion, Iowa, you answered our Bruce Moore Bonanza question correctly. Who decided to leave Bruce Moore to the National Trust for Historic Preservation in 1981 for use as an historic site and community cultural center? Sean Glass said Margaret Hall. Margaret Hall, that's absolutely correct. Sean Glass of Marion, Iowa. Madrigal takes strike one at the knees. We have spotted a right-hander tossing in the Wisconsin left field bullpen, Jeff Gilmore. Jeff Gilmore. There goes the runner. Swing, pitch low and away. A ball to throw to second in time to get Jordan Renz. And the second baseman has been spiked. Luis Valbuena is yelping in pain as Jordan Renz slid in very textbook style, feet first, and happened to spike Valbuena. That'll bring us to a halt in this action. Jordan was out as Madrigal missed a hit-and-run sign, and Warner will likely be fined for that. The play went catcher to second, 2-4. Madrigal had a good pitch to hit the other way. It was a breaking pitch low and away, and he obviously missed the hit-and-run sign and left Jordan Renz kind of out to dry. The throw by J.B. Tucker was right on the corner of the bag, and Luis Valbuena apparently will be able to shake off the effects of a puncture wound or a spike, and he'll stay in the ballgame. 2 out, and now Warner Madrigal will try to atone for his mistake by getting aboard. Line drive, dropped by the shortstop, barehands it, throws not in time. That'll be, I would rule it an error, but the official scorer will rule it a hit. And the reason it's a hit is Madrigal hit it so hard. Jeffrey Dominguez caught it, dropped it, and it was too hot to handle. So it's a base hit for Warner Madrigal. And the only reason I say I would rule it an error, I'm not trying to take a hit away from Warner or be too hard on Jeffrey Dominguez, but it's a hit all the way. Sometimes when the batter, I should backtrack and admit I'm wrong. When a guy hits the ball that hard, whether you drop it or catch it, it's got to be a hit. I mean Warner scalded it. He hit it so hard that it was too hot for the shortstop to handle. Brett Martinez stands in, and there's strike one delivered on the outside edge from Marwin Vega. So that hit by the Kernels, the first since Brad Coon's two-out single back in the second inning. 4-1 Kernels, top of the sixth. Dominguez made a wise choice. After he dropped Madrigal's hard-hit smash, he barehanded the ball and then thought about throwing to first, but put it in his pocket. It's a base hit for Madrigal. Warner almost hit the cover off the ball. Brett Martinez, who drove in 3 of the Kernels' 7 runs in last night's win, looks at the pitch high, a fastball, ball 2. It looks like Marwin Vega's running out of gas here in the Kernels' 6th inning with Jeff Gilmore warming up down the left field line in the carved-in bullpen. Ball 3 is upstairs. And let's see if Brett Martinez gets anything good to hit here. The Appleton Brain Trust is very concerned right now because they keep peering out of the dugout down the third base line to see if Gilmore's ready. Madrigal at first, 2 out, 6th inning, 4-1 Kernels. A high pop foul way up into the first base seats, and the count now full to Brett Martinez. Warner Madrigal will be running on this 2-out full count pitch. Kernels with 1 in the first, 3 in the second. Wisconsin scored a run in the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's 4-1 Kernels. Outfield plays the Kernel right-handed hitting catcher straight away. Brett wears his gray road trousers down near the tops of his shoes. There goes Madrigal. And now he comes back as the right-hander stepped off the rubber. Brian Sabatella trying to hold Warner close. There goes Warner in a high fly ball down the right field line, drifting out of play onto the grass slope seating berm. Mike Saunders hustled over and skidded on the warning track material. but it was out of his reach. We conclude our upcoming 4-game homestand with West Michigan Thursday night with a Buck a Cup Thursday. You get a 12-ounce draft beer or soda for just $1. Slushies are only $1. Bottled water just $2. Buck a Cup Thursdays, our first of the year, is this Thursday. A 6:30 start at home to conclude our 4-game series with the Whitecaps. 3-2 pitch is hammered into shallow left center, and on the run, it's nabbed out there by Alex Gary. Brett Martinez hit it right on the nose, but lines to center in the 6th inning. No runs for the Kernels. 1 hit, a walk. A man caught stealing. There were no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels strand 1 man aboard. Just our 2nd man left of the game. Through 5.5 innings in Appleton on a delightful Good Friday evening, it's the Kernels 4, the Timber Rattlers 1, and you're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
It's unheard of and industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kiel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kiel Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Kiel Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykiel.com. Randy Kiel Honda, where they treat you right.
Daniel Hawkins is taking over on the hill for the Kernels in the bottom of the 6th inning, with the Kernels ahead 4-1. This U.S. Cellular call to the Kernel bullpen, sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Daniel Hawkins in relief of Stephen Merrick as we go to the 6th inning. Brian Sabatella looks at a strike at the knees from Hawkins. Stephen Merrick pitched 5 solid innings. Gave Wisconsin 1 run on only 4 hits. Hawkins has a broken bat looper, fall beyond the diving effort of Ryan Leahy into right. That's a Texas League single for Brian Sabatella. A broken bat Texas League single into shallow right opens up the Wisconsin 6th inning. Merrick, 5 innings pitched, allowed a run on 4 hits. Stevens struck out 3 and walked 3. Daniel Hawkins, right-hander, on in relief for the Kernels, and he'll face Luis Valbuena, who doubled his last time up. A fastball sinks just low for ball 1. Stephen Merrick can win this game. He cannot be the loser. Daniel's pitch is swung on and fouled into the mid of Brett Martinez. 1-1 the count now. Daniel Hawkins working from the stretch. This is his 3rd appearance, and he has a 1.80 ERA. 5 innings pitched. Swing and a miss on a slider down and in. In 5 innings pitched, Daniel has allowed 1 run on 4 hits, struck out 1, walked 2, and he has a save. Daniel Hawkins ahead of the batter, left-handed hitting Luis Valbuena. The runner goes, a swing and a miss. The throw to second hits the runner, goes into center, and on his horse galloping to third is Brian Sabatella. So a strikeout, but a stolen base and an error charged on Brett Martinez. His first error of the year. The throw from Martinez hit the sliding Brian Sabatella. And just like that, the Timber Rattlers have a runner at third with one out here in the sixth inning. They're trying to cut the Kernel lead to one run. To 2 runs. It's 4-1 Kernels. The Kernels pull the infield in for the play at the plate. Well, actually, the infield is halfway. The Kernel infield is halfway. And the batter, Alex Gary, he was 0 for 2 against the Kernel departed starter, Stephen Merrick. Dan Hawkins working from the stretch. Nasty fastball in the dirt, ball 1, blocked, a run-saving block by Brett Martinez. Daniel Hawkins is wearing a long-sleeve red shirt underneath his Kernel Gray Road uniform. Gary, a right-handed batter, swings and misses, strike 1. The last time Dan Hawkins worked was at home. It was in relief of Tommy Mendoza in the Kernel 6-0 win Tuesday over Peoria. Swing and a miss on a breaking pitch, strike 2. On Tuesday night, Hawkins 3 innings, no runs, 1 hit, 1 strikeout, 1 walk. He earned the save in relief of Tommy Mendoza on Tuesday night at home. He's ahead of Alex Gary. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at third is Brian Sabatella. The Kernel infield is now back with the 2-strike pitch headed home. Strike! 3 called at the knees. And Alex Gary has a couple of words for the plate umpires. He's called out looking, 2 out here in the Wisconsin 6th inning. Huge strikeout for Daniel Hawkins.
The Rattlers, DH, number 24, Eddie Hernandez.
And I mean the right-handed batter Alex Gary yelped at the plate umpire. Eddie Hernandez now at the plate. Left-handed batter. Big swing and a miss. He was going for the pump. Eddie Hernandez, the DH, has grounded to first and been retired. First base to pitcher covering. Daniel Hawkins, 23 years old, out of St. Leo in Florida. Misses outside, ball 1. Daniel was signed by Tom Kochman as a free agent. Hawkins comes set just below the letters. And a fastball fired inside. It's 2-1 now to Eddie Hernandez. We may see a new pitcher for Wisconsin in the top of the 7th inning. Jeff Gilmore had been warming up for the Timber Rattlers. Swing and a miss, and I'll tell you what, Dan Hawkins has a lot of sink on his pitches. He comes straight over the top, and I don't know if it's a palm ball, a fork ball, or a split-fingered pitch, or just a plain old sinking fastball, but, well, a nubber up the third base side towards the Wisconsin dugout. The count remains 2-2. Dan is trying to pitch around a leadoff broken bat single to right, a stolen base, and a throwing error by Brett Martinez that had Brian Sabatella at third with 1 out. On the steal of second, Luis Valbuena struck out. Alex Gary was called out. Can Daniel strike out the side? No, a high drive into left center, extra bases, and the Timber Rattlers have fought back to make it 4-2. Racing towards second and rounding second is the batter, Eddie Hernandez to third with an RBI triple. The ball gets by the third baseman, but there was Daniel Hawkins backing it up, and this big crowd comes alive as the Timber Rattlers strike for a run here in the sixth. They have a runner at third with 2 out, and the Kernel lead is now 4-2. Eddie Hernandez peppered it over the head of Brad Kuhn in deep left center for an RBI 2-out triple. It came on a 2-strike pitch. Well, this Wisconsin ball club has had to scratch and claw all night long, and they're back in the game, trailing 4-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Now, if you're Dan Hawkins, you have to erase the 2-out triple and try to get the number 9 hitter. Ball one high and outside. Jeffrey Dominguez, nothing for 2 so far tonight. Kernels have had a good run of 2-out clutch hits, and the Timber Rattlers have a couple tonight. Swing and a miss, a home run cut by Dominguez. Strike 1. Kernels have not scored since their 3-run second, but they lead the game here in the bottom of the 6th, 4-2. Wisconsin's out-hit the Kernels 6-5. Swing and a foul. That one bit Brett Martinez in the left or right shoulder, and he's smarting a little bit. But it's another 2-strike count on the number 9 hitter for Wisconsin. Big 2-out triple by Eddie Hernandez, his first triple of the season. Brother Todd Brummelkamp has found his favorite ice cream, and I may have to send him back out so I can sample the smallest portion of it. It's a blue ice cream, and I can't remember the name of it. Dominguez chokes up on the bat and takes high. Blue Moon ice cream. And if they serve it in a smaller portion, I may see if Todd can head out in the later innings and let me sample some of that. That looks delicious. Ball 3, high and away. Dan Hawkins has run into a tough spot now. Runner at third, 2 out, 2 hits in the inning, a Kernel error, and a full count on Jeffrey Dominguez, the number 9 hitter. Switch hitter. Swings and tips it foul. Martinez held it. Dan Hawkins strikes the side out, but in so doing yields 1 run to Wisconsin on 2 base hits, 1 Kernel error. Timber Rattlers strand a runner at third. They've left 7 tonight. The Kernels have to get back to work and generate some offense. As we go to the top of the 7th inning in Appleton, Kernels now lead the Timber Rattlers 4-2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Cedar Rapids' oldest wholesale greenhouse is also Cedar Rapids' full-service landscaping and lawn care center. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has been serving eastern Iowans for 50 years at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road, behind Guppy's on the Go. Cedar Rapids Greenhouses has a full line of trees and shrubs like magnolias, maples, and lilacs. And for a limited time, buy any potted tree and Cedar Rapids Greenhouses will deliver and plant it free. If you're searching for the right beautification project, let the trained landscape designers at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses help you create a unique plan for your home. From retaining walls to ponds, waterfalls, and fountains, they'll work within your budget and taste, and they do free estimates. Lawn care featuring mowing, fertilization, seeding, sodding, aeration, dethatching, maintenance, and cleanup are all done with care and precision. For the highest quality and low prices, see the difference at Cedar Rapids Greenhouses, Eastern Iowa's full-service landscapers at the corner of Johnson Avenue and Edgewood Road.
Hi, I'm Phil Andrews, your local Pekin Insurance agent at Andrews Insurance in Cedar Rapids. I'd like to introduce you to an easy-to-understand, affordable life insurance plan with great benefits. It's simplified issue whole life from Pekin Insurance. The plan requires no medical exam, has guaranteed rates for life, and a guaranteed cash value. Life insurance made simple and affordable from Pekin Insurance. To learn more, contact me, Phil Andrews, at Andrews Insurance.
As we suspected, the Kernels will face a new hurler to start the 7th. Leading 4-2 are the Kernels, and the new pitcher is Jeff Gilmore, a right-hander. Marwin Vega 6 innings pitched for Wisconsin. He gave the Kernels 4 runs on 5 hits, struck out 3, walked 2, and hit a batter. Jeff Gilmore's a right-hander. Dallas Morris lays off a pitch inside, ball 1. Gilmore is highly educated. He's from Stanford, a 31st-round pick by the Mariners last year. Jeff is 6'2", 200 pounds, 22 years old. A rocket into left field and right at Casey Craig. Dallas Morris could not have hit it any harder. 1 gone here in the Kernels' 7th inning. Dallas Morris crushed that 1-0 pitch. On the season, Jeff Gilmore, no record, a 1.59 ERA in 3 appearances. He's hurled 5 2/3 innings, allowed 1 earned run on 4 hits, struck out 5, walked 3, and Jeff Gilmore has a save to his credit. The batter, Madison Edwards. And the right-hander choked a curveball off and flung it to the backstop, ball 1. Jeff Gilmore, 5-1 in 12 relief appearances with Everett last year. Fastball heaved in for ball 2, just low. Kernels 4, Timber Rattlers 2 were in the top of the 7th inning. Madison Edwards drove in a run and scored in the Kernel 3-run second. The Kernels have not scored since. Strike 1 on the outside corner. The scoreboard says 3-0. Gilmore with the next delivery, and it's low. The count now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to the left-handed hitting Kernel left fielder, number 8 hitter Madison Edwards. Ball 4 outside. Madison Edwards is aboard with a 1-out walk in the top of the 7th inning.
Second baseman for 3, Ryan Leahy.
Ryan Leahy is nothing for 2 tonight. And it wouldn't surprise me one bit if the Kernels hit and run with Ryan Leahy. He handles the bat very well. Madison Edwards has a modest lead at first. Is Leahy hitting and running? No. Ball 1 low from Gilmore. Jeff Gilmore, a native of California, lives in Huntington Beach, where I understand the surfing's fine. There goes the runner. A pitch, a strike, the throw to second, and Madison Edwards just beat the tag of Luis Valbuena and beat the throw, a strong one from J.B. Tucker. Madison Edwards has the first successful Kernel steal tonight. Patrick Riley has been thrown out trying to steal second. So too was Jordan Wren. So that's a big, big runner in scoring position. Leahy took a fastball for a strike. Now Ryan takes a curve and swats it off to the right, foul, strike 2. Kernels trying to score for the first time since their 3-run second. Lead it here in the top of the 7th before a good-sized crowd on a beautiful, crisp, mid-April Good Friday evening. Madison Edwards' steal of second, his first stolen base of the year. Can Leahy come out of this 1-2 hole? Fastball low and in for ball 2 to Ryan. Boy, the Kernels have some kids that are very tough outs at the plate this year. The 2 that come to mind immediately, Heinley Stacia, who's not in the lineup tonight, and this batter, Ryan Leahy. Leahy very, very rarely strikes out. Straightaway stance, right-handed batter. A towering pop-up towards the mound. Who wants it? It's a fair ball, and the first baseman comes to the aid of the catcher and makes the play. Oh, Brian Sabatella bailed out J.B. Tucker, who misplayed a similar foul pop earlier tonight, and Ryan Leahy is retired on a towering pop-up 8 feet directly in front of home plate. It was caught on a dead sprint by Brian Sabatella, the first baseman. Well, we have good news and bad news on the State Farm Major League scoreboard tonight. We'll get to it depending on what unfolds with Brad Kuhn looking for his third hit of the night. He could make the Friedmans very happy out in Utah. Brad fouls the first pitch off to the left, strike one. On the State Farm Major League scoreboard, it's a final from Camden Yards. The Orioles edged our parent club, the Angels, 6-5, but former Colonel catcher Jeff Mathis slugged his first big league home run. But the Angels fell 6-5. They're in the top of the ninth at Comerica Park. The Tigers 5, Cleveland 1. The Red Sox lead it 2-1 over the Mariners in the bottom of the seventh at Fenway. Big curveball, strike two called to Brad Kuhn. Top of the eighth at Tropicana Field. The Devil Rays 3, the Royals 2. The White Sox are playing at home, and in the bottom of the third, they lead Toronto 3-2. The 0-2 to Brad Kuhn. Missed in the dirt, a changeup blocked by J.B. Tucker. The Twins at the Metrodome lead the Yankees 2-1, and that game is in the fifth inning. We'll get to the National League, as I say, as this storyline unfolds. A couple of fellas in the front row behind home plate are trying to get the wave started. Good luck, fellas. Well, maybe they are. There's a bit of a wave starting down the first baseline. Brad Kuhn trying to battle back from a 1-2 count and drive home Madison Edwards to add to the Colonel lead. Curve, swing and a miss, and Tucker has the throw to first to complete the strikeout of the Colonel leadoff batter. Kernels have been shut out since the second inning. No runs in the seventh, no hits, a walk, a stolen base. There were no Wisconsin errors, a stolen base. Kernels leave a runner aboard at second, our third left of the game. We go to the bottom of the seventh inning at Fox City Stadium. Kernels 4, Timber Rattlers 2. You're tuned to Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Hi, I'm Gary Dolphin. You know, Hometown Restyling has served Eastern Iowans since 1986, providing the very finest in windows, siding, and sunrooms. Their experienced staff can handle the job from start to finish, including plans, permits, and inspections. Plus, Hometown Restyling is nationally recognized by Professional Remodeler, Qualified Remodeler, and Remodeling magazines. Call Hometown Restyling for your next remodeling project, or better yet, visit one of our beautiful showrooms in Hiawatha or Coralville. Hometown Restyling, because there's no place like home.
Solid Waste and Recycling Services' most valuable player is that big, sturdy cart you use to put your yard and organic debris into. Yardie. Yardie's a real workhorse when it comes to gobbling up your lawn and garden debris. You can expand its capacity by mulching your leaves and other yard debris with your lawnmower, leaf vacuum, or leaf blower. Yardie's okay swallowing up brush and branches, but he'd prefer that you bundle and tie them together and place them beside him. Remember, your Yardie can do more for you if you give him those two special treatments, mulching and bundling.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
Top of the order for Wisconsin in the home half of the seventh. And Dan Hawkins' first pitch is cut on and fouled straight back by a thorn in the Colonel's side tonight, Casey Craig. He singled, walked, doubled, and scored. Kernels are trying to retire him for the first time. Left-handed hitting, small leadoff batter. Line drive into right, base hit, he's 3 for 3. Casey Craig's 3 for 3. Started the evening batting .348. No surprise that the Kernels have been unable to retire him tonight. And the Timber Rattlers now have out-hit the Kernels 7-5, but the Kernels lead the contest in the seventh 4-2. Casey Craig may be running. Robbie Hudson may be hit and running. Or maybe bunting. Who knows? We'll get to the National League on the State Farm Major League scoreboard. A throw to first, and Casey Craig is back. The State Farm Major League Scoreboard brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Dale Thompson, Gary Shubat, Brad Dunn, and Al Shuttler. Robbie Hudson's a right-handed hitter with an 0 for 2 night and a sacrifice bunt. A throw to first. Craig just got backhand first. No finals in the National League. The game furthest along in the bottom of the 6th at Turner Field. The Padres 4, the Braves 4. The Cubs ahead of the Pirates at PNC 8-6 in the bottom of the 6th. Robbie Hudson, the right-handed batter out of the University of Texas, takes high, and Brett Martinez trots out to the hill for a word with his right-hander. Top of the 6th inning in Miami, the Marlins lead the Nationals 4-3. They're in the bottom of the 5th at Busch Memorial Stadium. The Reds 1-0 lead over the Redbirds. Bottom of the 3rd, a game that was probably delayed by rain at Shea Stadium. The Mets ahead of Milwaukee 2-0. And bottom of the 1st inning at Denver's Coors Field, the Rockies 2, the Phillies 1. Later tonight in Phoenix, the Astros and Diamondbacks. The runner goes, a pitch, a strike, the throw to second in time! And the Kernels get Casey Craig. Oh, brother, does Brett Martinez continue to shine behind the plate for the Kernels. Casey Craig is thrown out, and I'm going to ask for Todd Brummelkamp's help. I think the throw with the right-handed batter at the plate was taken by Leahy, but I can't be sure of that. I think it went 2-4. Tim DeJurgis is warming up for the Kernels in the right field bullpen. Big caught stealing. Brett Martinez, 2. Ryan Leahy, the second baseman. 2-1 now, the count to Robbie Hudson. Ball 3 outside, just missed. The Giants and Dodgers get underway a little later tonight at Chavez Ravine. A ground ball spanked to short. Larry Infante scoops at his shoe tops and on to first. 2 gone here in the Wisconsin 7th inning. 4-2 Kernels. I'll tell you what, Brett Martinez has really been impressive in every aspect of his game. His calm and leadership, his calm demeanor and leadership skills behind the plate. He goes about his business very quietly. He's not a rah-rah flamboyant guy, but if you ask me, he's the leader of this ball club. Now time is called as Dan Hawkins was well into his windup. Mike Saunders delivered an RBI single his last time up. 4-2 Kernels, bases empty, 2 away, and a tap foul to the right of home plate, strike 1. Colonel outfield plays this big left-handed batter deep and straight away. Wisconsin in their white home uniforms with black numbers, black socks with silver stripes and white stripes. A high drive into deep center. Brad Kuhn drifting back is there and has it. Mike Saunders hit it well to the deepest part of the ballpark where Kuhn made the catch to end the inning. A leadoff single, but no runs for Wisconsin in the 7th. 1 hit. A man caught trying to steal second. No Colonel errors. Timber Rattlers leave the bases empty. They've left 7. And after 7, the Kernels are ahead in this one 4-2, looking to win their 4th straight. You're enjoying Colonel Baseball on the Colonel Radio Network.
Smelly cat, smelly cat.
What are you playing, Nigel?
I was just trading places with Phoebe from Friends. She's so funny. She's wicked.
Cool. You know, Sierra Mist and TBS had their Trade Places with the Funniest Faces sweepstakes, where you can really trade places with your favorite characters and win the ultimate sitcom getaway. Yeah, just go to TBS.com to enter. You can win the Friends Ross and Rachel honeymoon trip to Vegas. There's also a trip to see where the Seinfeld gang hung out in New York City. Or an Everybody Loves Raymond trip to a golf resort in California.
The Trade Places with the Funniest Faces sweepstakes. Just watch Friends on TBS and enter at TBS.com. Brought to you by Sierra Mist. It's that refreshing. No purchase necessary. Internet access required. Subject to official rules at TBS.com. Open to legal residents of the continental U.S. 18 or older. Void where prohibited. Ends 5/16/06.
4-2 Kernels as we go to the top of the 8th inning. It'll be Larry Infante, the left-handed hitting Kernel shortstop, to lead off against Jeff Gilmore, who walked a man but did not allow a run in his first inning of relief. Infante drags a bunt foul right at the feet of the catcher, strike one. Our baseball fun fact, a bit of a tribute to the fallen hero, the late Hall of Famer twin outfielder Kirby Puckett. Kirby was the first ball player to earn $3 million per year. He did so in 1989. And what a sad, sad passing it was this spring of Kirby Puckett. The 5'8" fireball, a curve, and Infante rolls it to the right side, and it's an easy play for Luis Valbuena, who picks it and throws Larry out. Larry Infante 0 for 3 tonight with a sacrifice bunt. One away here in the Kernel 8th inning, 4-2 Kernels.
First baseman.
I believe the first $1 million ball player per season was Nolan Ryan. But Kirby Puckett, the first big leaguer, or the first ball player to earn $3 million a year in 1989. And he was worth every penny.
It'll be a long game. Huh?
Patrick Riley. It was hit by a pitch in the first inning. Since then, he's flown to left and grounded to short, left-handed batter. And a lollipop curve from Stanford graduate Jeff Gilmore outside for ball one. Dr. David Terse, the Kernel team physician, studied as an undergraduate at Stanford. In fact, he was a swing and a miss by Riley on a slow curve. He was on the training staff when Bill Walsh was the head coach at Stanford, and Dr. Terse said he really enjoyed working under Bill Walsh. Told me that Walsh was constantly telling the Stanford football players to be poised. Keep your poise, men. And when Dr. Terse was at Stanford, Darren Nelson, the former star running back with the Minnesota Vikings, was a Stanford Cardinal. A curve is low, and it's 2-1 to Patrick Riley. Fastball is scalded to deep left. Back goes Craig, and on the run, he has it for the second out of the inning. Casey Craig motored back and made a running catch near the warning track to retire Patrick Riley, who stroked it hard. Well, let's hope Kirby Puckett's annual pool tournament, his billiards tournament, is carried on by perhaps one of his friends, Dave Winfield, or let's hope somebody keeps that tradition alive in the Twin Cities, that pool tournament for charity. Ball one is inside to Jordan Renz. Jordan's had a good night. Sacrifice fly in the first, and he's drawn a pair of walks. Still batting .263 because he doesn't have an official at bat tonight. A rocket foul hammered onto the grass slope seating berm way down the left field line, 1-1 to Jordan. Tim DeJurgis was warming up earlier in the Kernel bullpen. He may, and I emphasize may, come on to work the 8th inning. Dan Hawkins has given up a run on 3 hits in 2 innings of relief.
It really breaks for us.
Strike 2 to the Kernel cleanup batter, Jordan Renz. Jeff Gilmore has yet to give up a hit. Base is empty, 2 gone in the Kernel 8th. A curve and a swing and a tip foul. Renz just got a piece of it. The crowd here thought it was a swinging strike 3. A crowd of 1,363. 1,363. Jordan still in the hole, 1-2, holds his back elbow high. And nubs a curveball foul into the Timber Rattler third base or left field dugout. Rather, in between the left field bullpen and the third base dugout. A right-hander is starting to throw for Wisconsin. That's Edgar Garamato. Jordan trying to solve this right-hander, Jeff Gilmore. Time is called by Renz. 1,363 here tonight. Center fielder Alex Gary is playing Renz to pull. Ball 2 up and in. And we're seeing again improvement in year 2 as a Colonel by Jordan Renz. He's making the pitcher throw strikes, and when the pitcher makes a good placement with the delivery, Jordan spoils it. Curve, and that one's laced into right center field, and Gary will not get it. It goes to the right center field wall. Jordan's racing to second, and he'll hold on there with a stand-up double. Jordan Renz has been a new man since clubbing that big 3-run homer in the Colonel victory Tuesday night. Or check that, Wednesday night. Renz has laced a double into right center field, and he's in scoring position for Warner Madrigal. Well, Bobby Magallanes put Jordan Renz in the cleanup slot tonight, and Bobby has reaped the benefits of that decision. Renz delivered a sacrifice fly in the first inning to give the Colonels a 1-0 lead. Now he's in scoring position here in the 8th inning. 4-2 Colonels. Boy, it would be a big, big run if Madrigal can drive home Jordan. A curve and a feeble swing by Madrigal as he was really fooled on that off-speed breaking ball. The double by Jordan Renz is his 4th in the last 3 games. He's red hot. Warner on a curve, grounds it fair past third. Long throw across the diamond, dropped. Renz stops at third. And it's a good thing he did, because had he tried to score, the first baseman Sabatella would have had him. But Sabatella has saved a run. The throw by Robbie Hudson on a terrific play behind third was in the dirt. Brian Sabatella dug it out but couldn't hold it. And for a moment, we thought Renz might try to score. Wisely, Bobby Magallanes held him, and that's going to be a base hit for Warner Madrigal, his 2nd infield hit in a row. And I mean Robbie Hudson took a run away from the Colonels. He made a very good backhanded play at third, did not have enough on his long throw across the diamond, and here comes the pitching coach, or is this he's walking like a lefty. We can't tell who he is because his jacket's on. And it looks like we're going to have a pitching change. Edward Garamato is going to come into this game. Garamato is going to come into this ball game. Guaramato. I'm going to turn it over for one moment to Todd Brummelkamp, and even though Todd was getting me some hot chocolate last night, but Todd, we think we've put together the picture of the triple play turned by the Kernels last night. If you could kind of tell the listeners, it was 1st and 2nd Timber Rattlers with Chris Hall on the mound in the 6th inning, and take it over from there if you could, Todd.
Well, if you can count on John Rogers to do one thing, it's to catch you a little unexpected. But yes, the Kernels turned the triple play last night, the 1st in the minor leagues, the 4th in franchise history, and, well, things were a little sketchy here at Fox Cities Stadium, and we've figured out now how things took place here the other night. Cedar Rapids, we were leading 7-2 in the bottom of the 6th inning. Wisconsin had runners at 1st and 2nd when Jeff Flagg sent a low, sinking liner to shortstop Hanley Stacia. It was ruled a trap. Stacia tagged out Michael Saunders, who was caught off second. Now the umpire, the independent umpire, hesitated to make a call. Stacia flipped the ball to Ryan Leahy at second, who then threw to first base to complete the triple play. And that is the rarest of all baseball instances. And I missed it last night because I was getting a cup of coffee for myself. I also missed those storms down in the Iowa City area. I miss everything, and I owe it all to John Rogers and the Kernels. But that's what happened last night, and as Brett Martinez gets ready to face Guaramato and John is done with his paperwork, I will pass you back.
Todd, thanks a lot. And Todd called that description up because it made national news. As Todd said, the first triple play in professional baseball this season, and he described it perfectly. Last night, I thought Stacia caught the line drive on the fly and turned it into a triple play, but as Todd said, he short-hopped it and started the triple play. Strike one is in to Brett Martinez from Edgar Guaramato. Right-hander from Venezuela. First and third, two gone. And a breaking pitch is strike. The runner goes. Madrigal is safe at second, and holding at third is Renz. So a stolen base standing up for Madrigal. And Valbuena cut in front of the bag, cut it off. Looked to third. Renz held there, and it's 0-2 on Brett Martinez. Second and third, two out for Brett Martinez, who was clutch last night. He had a pair of two-out RBI singles. One was a two-run single, the other a one-run single, and a ball outside. Guaramato, no record this year, one save. He's on for the fourth time, and he's been unscored upon. The runners in scoring position belong to Jeff Gilmore, the departed right-hander. Can Brett Martinez at least put the ball in play? Ball two sails outside from Edgar Guaramato, Guaramato. He takes a trip on the backside of the hill. Yeah, that was something. We've had a steal of home already in the first week of the season, and last night the Kernels turned a triple play. Renz at third, Madrigal at second. Brett takes high, ball three. What an at-bat for Brett Martinez. The crowd of 1,363 grows restless. 4-2 Kernels, top of the eighth inning. 2 on, 2 out. Martinez was in the hole 0-2. Now it's a payoff pitch. Ground ball to deep third. The long throw is on target. Robbie Hudson saves a run with the play before that one and throws out Brett Martinez to end the Kernel eighth inning scoring threat. But Brett did put it in play and make Wisconsin field the ball. No runs in the eighth for the Kernels. 2 hits, a stolen base. There were no Wisconsin errors. The Kernels leave a pair and a stranded 5. We move to the home half of the eighth inning at Fox City Stadium in Appleton. The Kernels have not scored since the second inning, but lead the Timber Rattlers 4-2. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen to Mix 96.5. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and Mix 96.5.
It's unheard of and industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Kill Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Kill Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Kill Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykill.com. Randy Kill Honda, where they treat you right.
Daniel Hawkins pitched 2 innings out of the Kernel bullpen. He gives way to right-hander Tim DeJurgis. Hawkins, 2 innings pitched, gave 1 run to Wisconsin on 3 hits. He struck out 3, he walked none. This call to the Kernel bullpen is sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Tim DeJurgis' first pitch has J.B. Tucker spinning out of the way, ball one. DeJurgis last pitched on Monday in the Kernel home opener, 2 scoreless innings against Peoria. Gave up a couple of hits, struck out one, walked one. DeJurgis spins in a curve for a strike. It's 1-1 to J.B. Tucker, and it's a 4-2 Kernel lead here in the 8th inning. The next one is over but low for ball 2. You're enjoying Kernel baseball from Appleton, Wisconsin, here on 1450 KMRY, Cedar Rapids. Tim's a tall right-hander. Breaking ball in for strike 2. Tim DeJurgis, 31st round pick by the Angels last year out of Regis University, where he was teammates of flame-throwing Frederick Deloiza-Gacarni. A line shot into right center. Kuhn on the run. Won't get it. It's an extra base hit. And Tucker is speeding towards second. He opens up the 8th with an opposite field double, his first hit of the night. J.B. Tucker scalded one into the right center field alley. Kuhn was racing to his left, but Brad couldn't get close. And let's see if the Kernels can stave off this 8th inning rally being mounted by the Timber Rattlers. 4-2 Kernels. We're in the bottom of the 8th inning. Tim DeJurgis last year was a big part of the Orem Owls Pioneer Championship feat. He was 3-1 in 25 appearances with an ERA of 2.89, and that's a very low earned run average for the Pioneer League, where the ball really flies. Brian Sabatella singled, stole second, and scored in the 6th inning. 4-2 Kernels here in the 8th. A breaking pitch is low from Tim DeJurgis. 6'5", 230, 23 years old. And Tim's like me. He probably wears a size 14 shoe. Brian Sabatella, 1 for 3, hitting 188. Lifts his back foot up to prevent from being hit. Ball 2, low and in from DeJurgis. Kernels with 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and they have not scored since. Wisconsin scored single runs in the 5th and 6th. Look out, a pitch up and in. Did it hit the batter or did it hit the bat? Time is called by the plate umpire. The pitch must have hit the bat. It did for strike 1. All of a sudden, the plate umpire called time with the ball in play. Well, I guess it was a dead ball, but he didn't indicate that. It was a foul tip. Kernels got a break. That pitch was riding up and in on Brian Sabatella. It looked like ball 3. Tim comes set at the belt, whirls, and looks the runner back to second. J.B. Tucker's double to open up this 8th inning. The 8th hit by the Timber Rattlers. Kernels have 7 hits. Wisconsin's left 7 men. The Kernels have stranded 5. And a 2-run lead for the Kernels, but here's a throw to second and a late tag by Larry Infante. And I mean, he really slapped a hard tag on J.B. Tucker, but that's what you're taught to do. If you're going to tag a guy, you tag him with some oomph behind it. Let him know you're there. You're not trying to hurt him, but you're trying to lay the tag on solidly. Ball 3. Well, did that hit the batter? Or was it a 3-1 pitch? I'm going to call it ball 4. We've been thrown off all night. Now a bunt situation for Luis Valbuena. Tyne runs aboard, nobody out. And is there a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart visit to the mound imminent? No, not now. Kernan Ronan has not visited the hill. Tim DeJurgis has dug himself a hole here. The Kernels are now talking it over to the right of the mound, trying to set up a defense for a possible Luis Valbuena bunt. Tim walked Brian Sabatella, rather. Well, let's see if the Kernels will have to field a bunt. A throw to second, and it almost hit the runner. J.B. Tucker, Leahy came in and prevented a wild throw. Now Patrick Riley comes in from first to whisper something to Tim DeJurgis. Kernels on a hot spot here, leading 4-2, but runners at first and second, nobody out for the Timber Rattlers, and the pace of the game has slowed considerably. The big 6'8" right-hander, 6'5" right-hander pitches a bunt, foul, almost high enough for Dallas Morris to make a catch on it. Dallas crashed in from third, and that bunt hung in the air about 4 feet and then spun foul about 10 feet up the third base line. Strike one to Luis Valbuena. The game could hinge on whether Valbuena can lay a bunt down here successfully. Bottom of the eighth, 4-2 Kernels. Tim comes set. The next pitch is bunted in the air over the head of Morris, but he retreats and catches it. Dallas Morris almost skidded on the grass and fell, but then was able to regain his balance, reach over behind him and catch it. Tim DeJurgis was behind him. He might have been able to catch it. And we just said that the game could hinge on Luis Valbuena's ability or inability to lay a bunt down. He was unable to lay a bunt down as he popped it in the air. Dallas Morris came sprinting in from third, and his spikes almost got caught up in the grass. He almost fell. Had he fallen, Tim DeJurgis might, I emphasize might, have been able to catch it, but we wouldn't have wanted to face that situation. Now here's Alex Gary, 0-for-3. Time is called. That was a huge turn of events in this inning. We've remarked how well the Kernels have done in laying sacrifice bunts down here in the early going. The Timber Rattlers failed. Swing and a miss on a curveball. Alex Gary may not see anything but curveballs. Another tight game. The 9th close game of the season involving our ball club. All 9 have been very tight contests. DeJurgis with the 0-1. Fastball just missed low for ball 1. Colonel outfield, Madison Edwards in left, Kuhn in center, Madrigal in right. They play Alex Gary deep and straight away. Alex, a right-handed batter with a 118 average, no homers, 2 RBIs. Stands straight away from the right side and swings at a changeup. Didn't get it. Strike 2. Tim DeJurgis answering this U.S. Cellular call to the bullpen. Alex Gary's out of Virginia Commonwealth. Started at Western Carolina University, then transferred. And he was a .237 hitter a year ago with the Everett Aqua Sox. The 1-2. Low, a breaking pitch. Everett's the home of Boeing. Boeing's corporate headquarters several years ago moved to Chicago, but they still have the biggest indoor buildings in the world in Everett, Washington, where they make airplanes by Boeing, and they're a big, big employer. 2 on, 1 out, and Tim kicks towards the plate, spins, and looks the runner back. J.B. Tucker at second. Tucker at second, Sabatella at first for the Timber Rattlers. Bottom of the 8th inning, Kernels up 4-2. Alex Gary, a 22nd round pick by the Mariners last year. Waits. Swings and tips it foul. Strike 3. Alex Gary fans for the 3rd straight time, and there are suddenly 2 away here in the Timber Rattler 8th inning. The key man for Wisconsin now, Eddie Hernandez. Eddie tripled into right center to drive home a run his last time up. Eddie Hernandez is a left-handed batter. Wisconsin put their first 2 men aboard. The Kernels foiled the bunt attempt, and now there are 2 out and 2 on. Breaking pitch. A dandy for strike one called. Wednesday, April 26th should be a red-letter date on your calendar. It's the third annual Corridor Classic at Veterans Memorial Stadium. UNI versus Iowa baseball. Ball one low to the left-handed batter, Hernandez. He's from the Dominican Republic, and he's batting .261 this season. All the proceeds from the Corridor Classic at Veterans Memorial Stadium Wednesday, April 26th, will go to the American Diabetes Association. You can purchase raffle tickets for $5. Swing and a foul straight back. It's 1-2. The raffle will your raffle ticket will go into a drawing for a $4,900 travel voucher destination of your choice. The crowd continues to be entertained by the Kernel equipment manager as he is in uniform and retrieves foul balls. That's a role we weren't expecting here because the Timber Rattlers have a pair of bat boys. Eddie Hernandez stands straight away from the left side, and he bats from a pronounced low crouch. He's using a two-tone color bat. DeJurgis brings it. A chopper to short. Infante feeds Leahy. Too late. Out! Oh, I thought the Kernels were in hot water. I said too late, but the base umpire called him out. I honestly thought that Sabatella beat the throw from Infante. Out at second is the call, and the crowd is howling at the base umpire. Oh, brother. Infante got the ball stuck in his mitt, and he flipped late to Leahy. They called Sabatella out. It went 6-4, and Tim DeJurgis is the man of the hour for the Kernels. He gets Eddie Hernandez to wrap into a very disputed 6-4 force at second of Brian Sabatella. DeJurgis allowed a double and walk to start the eighth, but then got the next three Timber Rattler hitters. No runs for Wisconsin, one hit, a walk, no Kernel errors in the eighth. Timber Rattlers leave a pair, and they've now stranded 9 in the game. The Kernels look to score for the first time since the second inning. We head to the top of the ninth here in Appleton. Kernels on top, 4-2. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network. It's time for the Kernel's Curtain Call. Oops, that's not right. It's not time for the Kernel Curtain Call. Let's re-cue that, and we'll get back to exactly where we need to go on our commercial log menu here.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one.
Do you, Susan, take Giuseppe Florentino?
You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared as Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes you zero. Come to Zio Giano's, for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta makes
Dallas Morris, first man up for the Kernels. Here in the top of the ninth inning, the Kernels trying to score for the first time since the second, and a high pop foul off to the left. The Timber Rattlers howled and cried foul as Larry Infante got the ball stuck in his mitt, then froze, and with 2 out in the bottom of the eighth was able to get, apparently, Brian Sabatella at second on an inning-ending play. Now strike 2 from Edgar Guaramato to Dallas Morris. 4-2 Kernels, top of the ninth inning. The Kernels gunning for their 4th straight win. Ball 1 in the dirt. Dallas Morris, the number 7 hitter in the Kernel lineup, delivered a hit-and-run single that keyed a Kernel 3-run second inning. Breaking pitch, and that's upstairs for ball 1. Dallas with a slightly open stance, a right-handed hitter, taps one on 2 hops to short. A charity hop to Dominguez, and he throws in time to get Dallas Morris. 1 gone here in the Kernel 8th inning. The best chance the Kernels had to score since the 3rd inning, or 2nd inning rather, came in the last inning, the 8th. A 2-out double by Renz, followed by an infield single for Madrigal. Warner stole second, but on a 3-2 pitch, Guaramato got Brett Martinez to bounce to shallow third. Todd Brummelkamp, our Director of Media Relations, was very excited in the early part of March. He came into my office at the stadium and said, "John, the pitchers and catchers report today." And I remember it was a mild, unusually warm early March day at Veterans Memorial Stadium. And Todd said, "John, we're going to have a great pitching staff this season. The Angels have some young arms and guys that can throw strikes and have prospects for the big leagues." And boy, has Todd ever been correct about that assessment. Our pitching has been just absolutely terrific this first week plus of the season. A team ERA, second lowest in the league, of 2.66. It's 3-0 on Madison Edwards. He's trying to reach for the 3rd time tonight. He looks at a strike, and it's 3-1. That Corridor Classic is at 6:30 on Wednesday, April 26th, and you can call the Kernel ticket office, 896-7560, 896-7560. Ball 4, Edwards walks for the 2nd time. Madison stole second in the 7th inning. Let's see if the Kernels hit and run with Ryan Leahy. 4-2 Kernels, but the Kernels have not scored since their 3-run 2nd inning. Tim DeJurgis was outstanding in the bottom of the 8th, allowing the first 2 runners to reach. A curve, and Leahy did not flinch. He wanted that pitch to hit him, but it just did avoid or miss hitting him and dropped in inside for ball 1. Remember Lenny Dykstra's nickname? Nails. There's a hit-and-run attempt, and Leahy bloops it foul over the backstop, strike 1. Ryan Leahy reminds me of Lenny Dykstra. And, of course, Nails, short for tough as nails, Lenny Dykstra. He had a blemish on his record late in his career when he was in a 5-star restaurant and was spewing 4-letter words out of his mouth in front of a youngster, and the youngster's father reported it to the media, and I'm not condoning what Lenny Dykstra did. You don't condone that kind of foul-mouthed behavior in public. As far as I'm concerned, Lenny Dykstra was an A number 1 player. A slow roller up the third base line, backhanded and foul ground by Robbie Hudson. Strike 2 to Leahy, who sprinted down that first base line. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Lenny Dykstra would have done the same thing. Remember that big chaw of tobacco Dykstra would sport in center field and at the plate? I'm not sure who the league MVP was in 1993 when the Phillies won the NL East, but it should have been, in my opinion, Lenny Dykstra. I think Dykstra scored over 100 runs, had over 200 hits, batted 300, and he was not rewarded with the NL MVP in 1993. I thought he should have had it. He had a season that helped propel the Phillies to the NL title, where they lost on that dramatic Joe Carter home run in the Sky Dome off of the Wild Thing, Mitch Williams. Guaramato delivers. A double play ball to short. Dominguez to second. On to first. Safe. Ryan Leahy beat it out. And the crowd, again, all over the base umpire. It looked like Leahy did beat it out, but they're still angry at that call that ended the Wisconsin threat in the 8th inning. Barry Bonds won the league MVP in '93 with Pittsburgh, or San Francisco, rather. I thought that Lenny Dykstra deserved it that year. Madison Edwards is out at second. That play went 6-4. Leahy may be running. He's not. Ball one outside to Brad Kuhn. Kuhn is 2 for 4 with a double run scored. He had a big 2-out, 2-run single in the second to make it 4-0 Kernels. We're in the top of the ninth. It's 4-2 Kernels. And Kuhn fouls one straight back. 4-2 Kernels. 2 out here in the top of the ninth inning. And Brad Kuhn, even on the count, facing Edgar Guaramato, who pitched in rookie ball last year. A pitch low, a delayed steal attempt by Leahy, and he's tagged out at second. I believe, yes. Luis Valbuena puts the tag on Leahy. Ryan tried to pull a fast one and steal on a delayed basis, and he was thrown out 2-4. That is the third runner the Kernels had thrown out by J.B. Tucker, the Wisconsin catcher. In the ninth, no runs for the Kernels, no hits, a walk, no Wisconsin errors. Kernels leave no one and have stranded 5. Can the Kernels make a run in the first and 3 in the second stand up as we go to the bottom of the ninth in quest of a 4th straight win? The Kernels still lead Wisconsin 4-2. You're enjoying Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Springtime. That time of year when your heating system still runs some, but it's also a time when your air conditioning can be running too. Who do you call when either of them fail? Never fear, the A-Team is near. The A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. They can inspect and ensure that your heating and cooling system is ready to go when you need it. 24 hours a day, call them the A-Team from Ahern Plumbing and Heating. Call 393-4872 for Ahern Plumbing and Heating.
Advanced Systems, the leader in office technology, is like a great baseball coach when it comes to office productivity. Advanced Systems makes the most of your team. They do it with the latest technology for office productivity from Canon. They're also like a great trainer. Advanced Systems' advanced life support makes sure your office equipment runs at peak levels and fixes it fast if things go wrong. Hit it over the fence with Canon technology from Advanced Systems. Call 832-8291.
This is for the 21st century with Advanced Systems.
Coffee works when it's important to you. Coffee works, let your work shine through. Quality coffee, we do it for less. Don't settle for second best. Coffee works, computer center. Coffee works, we do it better. When you think of coffee, think of Coffee Works. Coffee works, Coffee works.
Tim DeJurgis surrendered a double and a walk. The first 2 men reached against him in the 8th, but he stemmed the tide, and he'll get a chance to try to earn a save here tonight with a right-hander up in the Kernel bullpen. Jeffrey Dominguez takes a strike called. Kim Mattison, our South Slope Communications Triple Play Show guest last night here from Appleton, is warming up for the Kernels in the bullpen. Dominguez bunts, tried to bunt, missed it, strike 2. Jeffrey Dominguez, 0 for 3. Danger lurking on deck. Casey Craig, 3 for 3 with a walk. So let's see if DeJurgis comes right after Jeffrey Dominguez, the switch-hitting shortstop. Ball one, a fastball upstairs from Tim DeJurgis out of Regis University. In Denver. Swinging and a miss. Down on strikes goes Dominguez. And that's the second strikeout for Tim DeJurgis. And that is the 8th strikeout by Kernel pitching tonight. Well, the fate of tonight's game may be at the plate now. Can the Kernels retire Casey Craig for the first time tonight? left-handed batter, very similar in build and makeup to Brad Kuhn, our leadoff batter. He does not wear batting gloves. His job is to get on base, and he's done it perfectly tonight. DeJurgis pulled the string on him, a changeup, cut on and missed. Strike one to Casey Craig, 348 hitter, 3 for 3 with a walk tonight. Tim brings it. Ground ball foul, pasted past first where Tommy Cruz is coaching for the Timber Rattlers. The Kernel outfield is very deep. I'm surprised how deep Brad Kuhn is playing in center field. DeJurgis is retired the leadoff man here in the ninth inning. The all-important first batter is gone. Swing and a foul, whistle to the screen. It's still 0-2 to Casey Craig. 4-2 Kernels. We're in the bottom of the ninth inning here in Appleton, where we'll wrap up the series tomorrow afternoon at 1:05. Craig takes low for ball one. South Slope Communications Triple Play showtime tomorrow here on the Kernel Radio Network in the zone, 1600 AM, 1240. Swing and a miss. Casey Craig gone. The pitch in the dirt. The throw to first by Brett Martinez completes the strikeout. And Tim DeJurgis does something that Stephen Merrick and Daniel Hawkins were unable to accomplish. He retires Casey Craig. There are 2 gone here in the ninth inning. DeJurgis is trying to save it for Stephen Merrick, and he's trying to help vault the Kernels to their 4th win in a row. Here's a base hit into right center. Extra bases. Kuhn will cut it off. Racing to second, Robbie Hudson. Throw there, not in time. Robbie Hudson scalds one into the right center field alley for a 2-out double. Boy, he jumped on the first pitch. He was looking for one he could drive, and he did. Robbie Hudson has the 9th hit of the night for Wisconsin. And a tying run comes to the plate here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Hold on to everything. Mike Saunders is at the plate as the tying run. 4-2 Kernels. Wisconsin now has 9 hits. Each club has made an error. Tim DeJurgis showed a great deal of poise in the 8th inning when the first 2 Timber Rattlers reached. Can he get Mike Saunders with a runner at second, 2 gone in the 9th? Ball one is low, a terrific stop by Brett Martinez. Tim DeJurgis is trying to save it for Stephen Merrick. Mike Saunders, a .269 number 3 hitter. He's a left-handed batter. He has an RBI tonight. He's driven in one of the 2 Wisconsin runs. Breaking pitch down and in, ball 2 from DeJurgis. Well, what's new? Another one has come down to the wire. 4-2 Kernels. DeJurgis has not challenged Mike Saunders yet. Now Tim, with nobody sneaking in behind the runner at second, whirls and looks Robbie Hudson back there anyway. Now time is called by the batter, Mike Saunders. DeJurgis with the 2-0. Low and in, ball 3. Lurking on deck, the cleanup batter, J.B. Tucker. He doubled, leading off the 8th inning. The Kernels are sweating this one out. 62 degrees. When we started tonight, it was 70 degrees. Saunders waits for the 3-0. And it's pumped in at the belt for a strike called. 4-2 Kernels. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning with a runner at second and 2 away. You can bet Saunders will be swinging now. Here it is. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. And the count is now full. The count full to Mike Saunders. He's the tying run at the plate. The 6'5" Kernel right-hander with the pitch. A long drive down the right field line, hooking foul. Foul ball, and I mean Mike Saunders brought this crowd of over 1,300 to their feet in a frenzy. A full count pitch by Tim DeJurgis, and Mike Saunders whacked it deep and foul down the right field line. It landed short of the 325 mark onto the grass slope seating berm. We'll do it again. Kernels lead it by a pair with the tying run at the plate for Wisconsin. 2 out, bottom of the 9th inning. Saunders waits and drills it foul down the right field line. Well, one thing's for sure. Tim DeJurgis at this point is not fooling Mike Saunders, but on the positive side, he's throwing strikes. And that's all you can ask of your relief pitcher. If your relief pitcher throws strikes, that's more than half the battle. This battle continues down to the wire. Fastball just missed outside, ball 4. Tim DeJurgis with a good-looking fastball. The plate umpire said it was too far outside, and a walk to Mike Saunders. Now J.B. Tucker will represent the winning run, and here comes Bobby Magallanes. We may have a U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. Right now, a Mercy Medical Center heart-to-heart talk between Bobby Magallanes, and it won't be a long heart-to-heart talk, as Bobby's going to go to the bullpen. You owe it to yourself and the people who love you to find out what your risk of heart disease is with a $35 heart-to-heart screening from Mercy Medical Center. It's quick, easy, and convenient. The heart-to-heart talk between Bobby Magallanes and Tim DeJurgis results in a U.S. Cellular call to the Colonel bullpen. This call to the Colonel bullpen, sponsored by U.S. Cellular. Get your wireless relief with Call Me Minutes only from U.S. Cellular. Tim Madison, who wasn't even on the opening day roster for the Kernels. Kevin Lynch was the submariner. Lynch was promoted to Rancho Cucamonga when Michelle Samar, a former Colonel, was sent from Rancho Cucamonga to Arkansas. Tim DeJurgis goes an inning and 2/3, and he surrenders so far no runs on 2 hits. DeJurgis struck out 3. He walked 2. Tim Matheson, our guest on the South Slope Communications Triple Play show last night. Tim told us that he met his wife Cassandra in church, and he also said that if he were the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, he would have built Tropicana Field in Tampa rather than St. Petersburg. But he did say the new ownership in Tampa is making great strides toward trying to win the fans back, and Tim Madison told us that included free parking at Tropicana Field. Madison 1-0 this year with a save. This is his 3rd appearance. He's allowed no runs in 5 innings on 3 hits. He struck out 6 and walked 1. He and Ryan Aldridge appear to be closer by committee for the Kernels. It's Tim Madison on in relief here in the bottom of the 9th inning to face J.B. Tucker, tying runs aboard at first and second for the Timber Rattlers. J.B. Tucker 1 for 3 with a walk, doubled his last time up. Hudson at first, Hudson at second, Mike Saunders at first. Tim Madison comes set. And a blistering fastball in for a strike. It's always good to get ahead of the batter. Madison earned the save Wednesday night at home in the Colonel victory over Peoria. And he was the winner last Saturday in Beloit. A breaking pitch in the dirt, ball 1. Tim's wearing a long-sleeve red shirt underneath his gray road top. The Colonel Relief Corps was doing wind sprints on the warning track in center field before this game started tonight. Oh, brother. 1-1 the count to the cleanup batter. Well, ball 2 apparently low. We waited and hoped to get a strike call from the independent umpire, but nothing doing. 2-1 to J.B. Tucker. Tyne runs aboard, 2 out, bottom of the ninth, 4-2 Kernels. Tucker takes ball 3 low. And that home plate umpire has shrunk the strike zone to the size of a mailbox. Those pitches were strikes earlier tonight. Well, Tucker's ahead 3-1. Look out here. Swing and a miss, strike 2, and for the second time, the count full, the Kernels within a strike and an out of their 4th straight win. Tim Madison battling cleanup batter J.B. Tucker, 2 homers, 4 RBIs on the season, a .235 hitter. Tyne runs aboard for the Timber Rattlers, Hudson at second, Saunders at first. They'll be running like the wind if Tucker hits one. Here's Madison's 3-2, and it's nubbed foul behind home plate. The suspense lengthens here at Fox City Stadium. This game right now is 2 hours and 58 minutes old. Madison takes a deep breath. Tim's a 23-year-old right-hander out of the University of South Florida. J.B. Tucker bats from a low squat, straightaway stance. Another 3-2. And that one is a foul ball dribbled off the leg of the batter. Madison popped off the hill, barehanded it. I think he'd have had to play it first, but it was all moot because the ball was tapped foul. So for the 3rd time, Tim Madison will gather his thoughts and his poise and try to retire J.B. Tucker with the game on the line here in the bottom of the 9th inning, 4-2 Kernels. 2 on, 2 out, and the third 3-2 pitch headed home. Fouled straight back. Woo, brother. Well, we've gone from sweating to biting our nails to shaking. It's a nerve-wracking bottom of the 9th inning as Tim Madison comes set. At the belt. Curve outside, ball 4. Now Brian Sabatella could tie it or win it for the Timber Rattlers. That curveball was outside, and credit J.B. Tucker, he drew the walk. A double and 2 walks since the first 2 were retired here in the 9th inning. The first 2 batters struck out against Tim DeJurgis. Robbie Hudson doubled into right center. Mike Saunders walked on a 3-2 pitch from DeJurgis. On came Tim Madison, and J.B. Tucker drew a walk on a 3-2 pitch. Sabatella takes low, ball 1. I'll be darned. This thing has gotten to be almost too hairy. Tim Madison trying to retire the batter Sabatella with the bases loaded and 2 out in the 9th. There's ball 2 low. Timber Rattlers knocking on the door, trying to break it down here in the 9th inning. They have the tying runs at 2nd and 3rd, the winning run at first, 2 out. Will Sabatella, the right-handed batter, be swinging on 2-0? I don't think he will. Ball 3 outside. Twice the Kernels were within a strike and an out of a win. Could not get Mike Saunders or J.B. Tucker. 3-0 to Sabatella. The Timber Rattlers are trying to bilk their 3rd straight walk here in the 9th inning. Tim Madison, can he throw a strike? Yes, strike 1. Oh, my. Bases loaded, 2 out. Bottom of the 9th inning. 4-2 Kernels. That lead is in great peril right now. Hudson Johnson at third, Saunders at first, Tucker at first, a ground ball to short. Infante underhands to Leahy, and Tim Madison has saved the ball game. A 3-1 pitch was grounded to short. Larry Infante, a sure-handed pickup, underhanded to Ryan Leahy. It went 6-4 to end the ball game. Tim Madison has helped the Kernels to their fourth straight win. Madison saves it for Stephen Merrick, and the Kernels hold on 4-2. 4-2 win in a game that took 3 hours and 2 minutes. Wisconsin loaded the bases with 2 out, and on a 3-1 pitch, Brian Sabatella wrapped it to shortstop to force out J.B. Tucker, and the Kernels have won their fourth in a row, now have a record of 5-4. Tim Madison saves it. The Kernels win it 4-2. In the ninth inning, no runs for the Timber Rattlers, 1 hit, 2 walks, no Kernel errors. Wisconsin strands 3. They left a dozen tonight. The Timber Rattlers left 12 men on. We'll be back in just a moment with the totals, highlights, and more on the Kernel Curtain Call. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
The hottest feature in beautiful Veterans Memorial Stadium is the coolest place. It's the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. How can you and your friends relax and splash it up from the most coveted spot at the ballpark? Simply register at Center Point in Westdale Mall and listen to Mix 96.5. If you're selected as the winner, you'll enjoy the ultimate entertainment experience. AquaJet Stream Comfort atop the left field wall in the Whirling Waters Home Run Hot Tub. Brought to you by Westdale Mall and Mix 96.5.
It's unheard of and industry first. A car and truck from the same manufacturer to win the coveted Motor Trend Car of the Year and Motor Trend Truck of the Year in the same year. And the award goes to Honda. Yes, the 2006 Honda Civic wins the Motor Trend Car of the Year, and the 2006 Honda Ridgeline wins for Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And you can find them both at Randy Keel Honda on Center Point Road Northeast. Randy Keel Honda is the home of confidence. Check out their huge selection of new inventory, including the Honda Civic Hybrid, with fuel savings of up to 50 miles per gallon on the highway. You owe it to yourself to see why Motor Trend voted the Honda Civic and the Honda Ridgeline the Motor Trend Car and Motor Trend Truck of the Year for 2006. Visit Randy Keel Honda in person on Center Point Road Northeast or online at randykeel.com. Randy Keel Honda, where they treat you right.
It's time for the Kernels Curtain Call. Now with a game recap, a complete look at the State Farm scoreboard, and a look ahead to upcoming action, let's rejoin the voice of the Kernels, John Rogers.
And the Kernel pitching staff turns in another very, very impressive performance. Stephen Merrick, Daniel Hawkins, Tim DeJurgis, and Tim Madison. The Kernels score 4 runs in the first 2 innings and then hang on by their chinny chin chin in the bottom of the ninth to turn back the Timber Rattlers 4-2. The Kernels have streaked to their 4th win in a row and have won the first 2 games of this series here in Appleton. It's our only visit of the season to Fox City Stadium. Welcome back to Fox City Stadium. John Rogers, the Kernel Curtain Call, and we begin with our game recap. It was a matchup of a pair of right-handers, Marwin Vega for the Timber Rattlers and Stephen Merrick for the Kernels. The Kernels scored a run in the very first inning. Brad Kuhn had 2 of the Kernels' 7 hits. He doubled down the left field line, was bunted over to third by Larry Infante, and after Patrick Riley was hit, Jordan Renz, the cleanup batter, delivered home the game's first run with a sacrifice fly to center, 1-0 Kernels. Meanwhile, Wisconsin had a golden opportunity to tie it or take the lead in the bottom of the first as Stephen Merrick got off to a bit of a shaky start. An infield single for Casey Craig. He was sacrificed to second. Mike Saunders walked. J.B. Tucker walked to load the bases. Wisconsin had the bases loaded with 1 out in the bottom of the first, but Stephen Merrick wiggled out of the jam, spanning Brian Sabatella and getting Luis Valbuena to ground out to first. The Kernels then struck for 3 in the second inning. With 1 out, Brett Martinez reached on an error by the first baseman. Sabatella dropped the throw from Luis Valbuena, allowing Martinez to reach. then the key to the one of two keys to the second inning, Dallas Morris bounced a base hit through the right side of the Wisconsin infield with Martinez running on a hit and run. It was a perfectly executed hit and run single. The Kernels had runners at the corners with only one out. Madison Edwards made it 2-0 Kernels when he broke his bat and looped a base hit just beyond the reach of the shortstop Dominguez into left. Martinez scored on Edwards' first RBI of the year. Then Ryan Leahy looked to hit into what was an any double play, but the base umpire ruled that on the throw from Robbie Hudson, the third baseman, to second baseman Luis Valbuena, Valbuena apparently was not on the second base bag, and that nullified what should have been an any double play. Leahy was retired 5-4-3, but Edwards was ruled safe at second, and that was a turning point in the game because Brad Kuhn then came up and on a two-strike count ripped a two-run single into right off Marwin Vega to plate a pair, and the Kernels led 4-0. They made that run production hold up. Wisconsin scored one run in the fifth, the only run they garnered against Stephen Merrick. They scored when Brian Sabatella singled, stole second, and went to third on a throwing error by the Kernel catcher. And then with two out, Eddie Hernandez tripled home Brian Sabatella to make it 4-1 Kernels. In the sixth inning, Daniel Hawkins surrendered the only other run Wisconsin scored tonight. And, well, that was how they scored in the sixth, In the fifth inning, Casey Craig doubled with one out, and he came home on a Mike Saunders single to center to make it 4-1. And then Daniel Hawkins gave up the run in the sixth inning on the single stolen base throwing error by the catcher and Eddie Hernandez triple. Things got really, really suspenseful and interesting in the eighth inning. The Kernels led 4-2. J.B. Tucker led off with the double. Brian Sabatella walked. And then the entire momentum of the inning shifted when Luis Valbuena failed to lay down a sacrifice bunt, popping out to Dallas Morris. Bolstered by that, Tim DeJurgis then got the next two Wisconsin hitters. DeJurgis struck out the first two Timber Rattlers in the ninth inning, and we thought we were on our way easily to a 4-2 win. But Robbie Hudson doubled into right center. Mike Saunders walked on a 3-2 pitch. On came Tim Madison. He walked J.B. Tucker on a 3-2 count. And then on a 3-1 delivery, Tim Madison got Brian Sabatella to wrap into a 6-4 force-out. And that secured the victory for the Kernels. Here's the final line score. The Kernels 4 runs, 7 hits, 1 error, left 5 men. Wisconsin 2 runs, 9 hits, an error. The Timber Rattlers stranded a dozen. The winning pitcher was Stephen Merrick. He's 1-0. The loser, Wisconsin starter Marwin Vega, 0-1. Tim Madison gets his second save. The game took 3 hours and 2 minutes, and it was played before a Fox City Stadium crowd of 1,363. The Kernels hang on and win their fourth in a row, 4-2 here tonight over Wisconsin. We'll be back in just a moment with our PRC Kernel play of the game. This is Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Next up, a musical taste of Dr. Pepper. It's a new spin on an old vibe from me to you. A tasty sip of Dr. Pepper for your ears, and it starts like this.
I'm a pepper, he's a pepper, she's a pepper, we're a pepper, wouldn't you like to be a pepper?
Now that's cool, but pepper is a little better. So let's slide in a taste of this.
I'm a pepper,
right on. But there's still more to it. I mean, there's nothing like it, because every sip is a kickin' mashup of 23 different flavors. So for the true taste of Dr. Pepper, we dial it up even more. You know it. With 23 flavors mixed into one bold taste, every sip is a cool mix of music to your mouth. Dr. Pepper, there's more to it.
Your home is a place for savoring all the good things in life. It's a place for celebrations. It's a place where memories are created. To make sure your home is properly insured, visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion, your professional Pekin insurance agency. Sheets Forest Draper will give you all important details about homeowners insurance with complete coverages and surprisingly affordable rates. Visit Sheets Forest Draper in Marion for homeowners insurance for your well-lived and well-loved home.
The Kernels hang on down the stretch, make 4 runs that they scored in the first 2 innings, stand up, and win their 4th in a row, 4-2 here tonight in Appleton. Time now to enjoy our PRC play of the game. If you're looking for a job where you'll be a part of an amazing team that cares for your needs and gives you the ability to grow, visit PRC's website, www.prcnet.com. On that website, you'll learn a lot more about a company that believes in you, so much so that they provide a benefit package known as Life Essentials. A job at PRC is a job you'll love, with paid training, medical, dental, vision, and pet insurance, a 401k retirement savings plan, and life insurance. That website again for PRC, www.prcnet.com. The Timber Rattlers had the tying runs at 2nd and 3rd. The winning run at 1st in the bottom of the 9th inning. Brian Sabatella was at the plate. The Kernel pitcher was Brian Mattison, and here is our PRC play of the game.
Speed is in great peril right now. Hudson at 3rd, Saunders at 1st, Tucker at 1st, a ground ball to short. Infante underhands to Leahy, and Tim Madison has saved the ball game. A 3-1 pitch was grounded to short. Larry Infante, a sure-handed pickup, underhanded to Ryan Leahy. It went 6-4 to end the ball game.
Yes, Tim Madison got that elusive and critical final out in the Kernel 4-2 win, retiring Brian Sabatella on a 3-1 pitch, and the Kernels turned back the Timber Rattlers for the 2nd night in a row. Last night 7-2, tonight 4-2. That's our PRC play of the game. Up next, State Farm Scoreboard. You're listening to Kernel Baseball on the Kernel Radio Network.
Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to the ballpark every Wednesday this season. You heard right. Fairfax State Savings Bank is paying you to come to Veterans Memorial Stadium every Wednesday this season. The first 750 of you Kernel fans to enter the gates before Wednesday's home game will receive an envelope full of money inside from Fairfax State Savings Bank. Each of those 750 envelopes will contain a greenback up to a $100 bill. Fairfax State Savings Bank, free money Wednesdays. Come early to line your pocket with cash.
There's a lot you can do to satisfy your taste for Italian. You can marry one.
Do you, Susan Smith, take what you said before on tea time?
You can drive one. Or you can go to Zio Giano's and feast on Zio's homemade bread, pizzas, and pasta, authentically prepared to Zio Giano's famous Italian style. Zio Giano's for the hometown taste of Italy.
Oh, come to Zio Giano's, a pasta makes you sing. Come to Zio Giano's for real Italiano. Come to Zio Giano's, the pasta.
We're back here at Fox City Stadium, where the Kernels have made it 4 in a row with a 4-2 victory tonight. Winning pitcher Stephen Merrick saved to Tim Madison. Time now, thanks to State Farm Insurance agents Brad Dunn, Gary Schubat, Dale Thompson, and Al Shetler to take a look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here on the Kernel Curtain Call. Let's start at Camden Yards, where former Kernel catcher Jeff Mathis slugged his first career home run, but the Orioles rallied late to turn back the Angels 6-5. At Fenway Park, in a low-scoring affair between the Red Sox and the Seattle Mariners, the parent club of our opponents on this Easter weekend, the Seattle Mariners, it was Boston 2, Seattle 1 at Fenway. The Tigers trampled Cleveland 5-1 at Comerica Park tonight. Tampa Bay crowned the Royals 7-2 at Tropicana Field. They're in the bottom of the 7th inning now at the Metrodome, and it's the Twins leading New York 2-1. Toronto holds a 6-5 lead at U.S. Cellular Field in Chicago, top of the 5th inning. Blue Jays 6, White Sox 5, and in the top of the 2nd inning, in the Coliseum, or at the Coliseum in Oakland, Texas and the A's are scoreless. No finals in the National League. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning at New Bush Memorial Stadium. The Reds are ahead of the Cardinals 1-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Top of the 8th inning at PNC Park, it's the Cubs 8, the Pirates 6. 4-4 between the Padres and Braves at Turner Field. They're in the bottom of the 8th inning. It's Florida leading the Nationals 4-3. That's in the top of the 7th inning in Miami. They're in the bottom of the 5th at Shea, and the Mets hold a 3-1 edge over the Brewers. Philadelphia on top of the Rockies 5-3. That's in the top of the 4th at Coors Field in Denver. Arizona has vaulted into an early 1-0 lead at home over the Astros, bottom of the 2nd. And not underway yet, that classic National League rivalry between the Giants and Dodgers in the City of the Angels. That's a complete look at the State Farm Major League scoreboard here from Fox City Stadium, brought to you by State Farm Insurance agents Al Shetler, Gary Schubath, Brad Dunn, and Dale Thompson. The Colonel pitching continues to sparkle. Came into tonight second in the league with a 2.66 ERA. The Colonel pitching staff gave up 2 earned runs tonight, and the Colonel scored 1 in the first, 3 in the second, and they held on down the stretch to knock off the Timber Rattlers 4-2. Again, the key stat in the game, a dozen runners left on base by Wisconsin. We'll wrap up the Easter weekend with an afternoon game tomorrow. 1:05 is first pitch, and here on the Colonel Radio Network, we'll greet you at 12:40 with the South Slope Communications Triple Play Show. We'll be on our sister station, The Zone, 1600 AM tomorrow afternoon. Please join us, won't you? And I want to thank our great crew back on Blair's Ferry Road at KMRY for their great support again here tonight with the broadcast. The Kernels have streaked to their 4th win in a row, 4-2 tonight here in Appleton. For Colonel Director of Media Relations Todd Brummelkamp and Julia Kent back at KMRY, I'm John Rogers wishing you a great, great start to your Easter holiday weekend. Kernels 4, Timber Rattlers 2, so long from America's Dairyland here on the Colonel Radio Network.